What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. Episode 2 of Psychotic and Iconic. I'm Mike. I'm with my co-host Nick and my other co-host Mikey P. First, I want to give a shout out to all of our followers, everyone who liked us and subscribed to all of our platforms. We've gotten great feedback. We appreciate it all. This is what we're here for. We want to give people content. We want to make everybody, laugh and ride along with us on this journey. I want to give a shout out to our producer, Phil Nace, who's been awesome start to finish. I want to give a shout out to Just Ant. Everybody go follow him on Instagram, dropping new music every Friday. And with that, I'm going to pass it off to my co-host, Nick.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Psychotic and Iconic Sports Podcast. Like Mike said, the feedback was amazing. We appreciate it. Also, if you guys aren't doing anything tonight, Ant will be performing in Vesper Nightclub in Philadelphia. He will be on around 11:30 to 12 o'clock. You do not want to miss that show. He's going to go crazy. So I'm looking forward to it. You guys looking forward to it as well. So
you know it.
It's going to be a movie. And off of that intro song, my dad cannot stop singing that song every time I see him. It's hilarious. He comes in my door. He's like, he plays the music. It's like, Psychotic and Iconic. He's rocking to it, dude. He knows
floating. What's coming. He knows what's coming.
So shout out to Ant, man. We appreciate you. Thank you so much. Like, it made such an impact for myself and my co-host. It's
for
been
many
awesome.
reasons.
So
Many reasons, bro.
It's legendary. So now, so let's get right into it, man.
I got you guys. Wow, Nick, you're the card master here, right? For everyone that doesn't know,
I am the card master.
This is our card wizard. This guy right here, okay? Nick, I have to bring this up because I'm still fuming over this, okay?
I forgot about that.
I am fuming over this, okay? So, over the weekend, right? There's a Mia Hamm card that sold for $34,000, which is the most expensive female card of all time. Mm-hmm. This is a 1992 Sports Illustrated for Kids card. One of those. Listen, guys, did you ever have SI for Kids magazine?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. It's one of those little, you pull out that little sheet. It's got like perforated, you take every card out. There's like,
nice and gentle.
So that,
we used
nice
to buy,
and gentle, right?
We used to buy those magazines at the Blackwood Elementary's book fair.
Yeah.
I used to buy those.
Scholastic Book Fair.
And they had those cards in there. That's funny.
With Miss Dennison.
Legit. That is...
That was her name too, wasn't it? Yo, shout out Miss Dennison, Blackwood Beavers, man.
Yo, legit. This is exactly one of those cards. I shit you not. It's one of those perforated goddamn low quality cards that everybody got from this magazine, okay? Everybody that had the magazine, they got one of these in 1992, okay? PSA 10, so this is like perfect mint condition.
Gem mint.
Right? So, okay, I have to now tell you why I'm fuming. I was a subscriber since probably 1995 on for at least 10, 11 years of my childhood. I kept every goddamn card, every card that I ever got from this magazine, I had all of them. Every single one. To the point where, like, literally 3 weeks ago, my mom's like, are you ever going to clean this shit out? Like, why are you such a trash collector? Just garbage. Like, I'm like, oh, wow, okay. And I'm finally going through my old stuff, and I'm like, all right, these can't, these are just literally the worst quality cards. I really loved them. I've held them all these years, but you know what? It's probably time to say goodbye. And I threw all of them out.
Sorry to hear that.
Every single one.
I would be devastated, sick, all the above. Honestly, I don't know what I would do.
And listen,
I don't know what I would do. If I threw out that much volume of cards after just seeing, like...
How many do you think you had?
Thousands.
Oh, my God.
Hundreds, thousands. I mean...
Dude, why didn't you call me? You should have just called me. See, this is the problem. Just call me. If you guys want any sports card advice, just hit my jack. Hit my jack or slide my DM. This is why you get shit like this.
This is why I'm mentioning it. Nick, give him your handle. What's your handle right now for NP Sports? What's your handle?
NP Sports on Instagram. It's at NPSP0RTS. Give me a follow. I will definitely love to give you guys any advice you guys have. Any questions you guys need answered. I'm the guy. So, like, let me know.
But this right here is exactly why I want to mention this, because this slip up, I will never forget this. I'm never going to get over this, okay? Because
When
I
did you
know
actually throw 'em
I
out?
had so many rookie cards in here. I threw them out 3 weeks ago.
What made you throw them out?
Because they are the
I know,
worst
especially
quality
with
ever.
like our podcast now, and
They're
we're
not
constantly
even-
talking about it. Like I
I
don't
can't
I'm
even believe.
perplexed.
I can't even believe they're
Confused
considered
by your
cards.
question.
They're literally just paper cutouts. There's no way. And I guarantee you, I had anywhere between PSA 8 to 10 for several of these. And it's not the Mia Hamm card. However, I'm sure they're worth something. So throw that shit down the fucking toilet, light it on fire, whatever the fuck. I kissed it goodbye. That's how I wanted to open the show today, because I'm still not over it. I'm not going to get over this.
I won't get over that for a long time.
Shout out MP Sports right here.
Yeah, I
this is the
appreciate
guy you go to
Absolutely.
for any card advice. Don't do what I did. Listen
The
to me.
goat.
Don't do. Listen, look at me. Don't do what I did. You will regret this forever. I probably had thousands in that pile that I threw out. Okay, that's how I wanted to start the show, guys.
That's a devastating blow. That's
Listen,
like
I might not be able to recover from it on this podcast, but that's why I have to change the subject, okay? Please let me change the subject. But anyway,
I'd be sick,
we got to go right into the NBA. Like, the stuff going on with Dame right now, oh my God, like, he might want out, guys. He might want out after the Billups hire, which he may or may not have approved on at first.
I
but
thought
like,
he liked Billups. Didn't he say
initially-
Billups and Kidd?
Initially, I think he signed off on it, but now we're hearing, oh, well, I didn't know about his reports back in the day when he had the sexual assault allegations that, you know, who knows what happened there. It obviously, they're saying it didn't happen or whatever. He was absolved of that. But Dame is apparently now saying on Twitter he's not okay with that. He didn't know he was 7 or 8 years old. So, guys, like, if he wants out, where's he going? And where do you want him to go? And also, do you think he's out? Do you think he wants out?
I don't think Dame is going anywhere.
Neither do I'm in the same boat. I don't think he's going anywhere.
However, the team I really would like to see him with, the Mavericks. All day. Him and Luka would be amazing to watch.
I wonder if Mark Cuban could somehow find a way to move Kristaps. I mean, obviously he would. I'm just
Salary
saying,
dump.
like, is there a way that he could sell that to Portland? Like, this could be your next, like, guy.
Probably not Portland. He would probably be traded to another team. It might be a
three-team
three,
trade?
but yeah, it could be.
And the Thunder take him on because they take on all the bad contracts these days. I mean, I don't know, but the compensation
Obviously,
has to
I
be
would
there.
love to see him with the Sixers.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know how that would work. I mean, him and Embiid would be pretty serious.
you know who's an intriguing team?
Who?
The Pelicans.
For Dame?
Absolutely. They
mean-
have 9 first-round picks. They have capital to go get them.
I don't
And they
hate
got
that.
players.
I don't hate that, Nick.
So
I don't hate
the
that.
team I actually wrote down when we were talking about this topic earlier in the week. I thought a team that actually could make a serious play for him is the Celtics.
I would throw up because
I know. I'm
the
just
Sixers
saying.
would be in trouble.
I know. I'm just saying. Like, I feel like a trade centered around like Jaylen Brown and some picks could work. I think that could be be a little enticing for the Trailblazers to be able to start the talks if he really started to force his way out. And I feel like now without Ainge, you got Brad Stevens, who he already moved Kemba, so he's willing to pull the trigger. Ainge wasn't. So I feel like the Celtics is a team that's like low key that could actually make that work.
They're a sleeper, especially
do,
with the
yeah.
cap space right now.
That's what I'm saying.
mean,
Like, I feel like they're in a perfect situation to make a splash like that. I would be obviously heartbroken, but that would really suck.
Absolutely. I don't think Dame is going anywhere, and I would like to see him with the Pelicans more than anybody because I think if you pair him with Zion and Brandon Ingram,
I think they would have
you might
to.
a
I think
three-headed
they would have to
monster.
move Ingram though to get him.
yeah, likely.
Possibly, but they
I don't
have
think
9 first-round picks.
Yeah,
It would have
Let's-
to be centered around Ingram, I would think.
because I
Ingram
think like
and a few of those
picks are good, but like you want an established player. Like Brandon Ingram's, he's for
yeah,
real.
the Blazers are going to want an established guy to replace him. So, like, I would say, yeah, Ingram would be in it. Jaylen Brown, yeah, that's a good idea. But man, like, actually, I could see both of those scenarios occurring. both of the ones that you guys said. I would like to see him on the Sixers. I think that would make them instantly the favorites. That gives them something that the Brooklyn Nets don't have. So you got a 1-2 punch that's probably the best in the league. But then the Sixers also have the parts off the bench that Brooklyn does not have. That makes them the favorite. That makes them the best team in the NBA.
If the Sixers got Dame and got rid of Ben, 2 first-rounders or pick swap, whatever, just first-round pick swap, protect a pick, whatever, and Maxey and or Thibault, I still think, even though they're losing 2 good bench players, decent bench players, I still think they would probably be a top 3 team in the NBA.
Oh, dude, I don't give a shit. If we can get Dame Lillard,
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
The Sixers, I'm going to bet them to win the finals.
Anyone not named Joel Embiid.
Duh.
Yeah.
We need to keep him because we can win with him. Yeah. We're looking for an outside superstar to match him. Ben's not it.
Not a busted ass role player.
Exactly.
Well, here, hold that thought.
Sure.
Because I'll say this for now. I'll put it on record. I don't think he's moving, but stay tuned, guys. Like, this is for real. Like, it's escalating a little bit.
It's heating up.
He just don't strike me as that guy.
I don't
that
think
forces his way out.
Yeah,
all that stuff.
I think that they're gonna work it out. I think that they're gonna have to wait till Billups is done in the playoffs with the Clippers and see if they can work it out. And if they can't, I mean, who knows? And for the record, the Sixers would have the most enticing package of all teams. They have the most pieces, and they can offer the picks without giving one flying shit because they're a playoff team. They're gonna give you future picks. They'll add that on there. They have a couple of, Maxey, definitely all-star type. Simmons is already an all-star. But you know what? Let's actually, this is a perfect segue, guys. So this segment right here, this one coming up, we're going to act like we're the Sixers, okay? And I'm going to give you guys a bunch of proposals that I either saw that were published or were reports, because it's starting to come out now. It's out there, okay? It's really out there now. These are legitimate offers. I'm going to give you each one. We're going to go down the list. You tell me how you feel about it. And the first one actually is mentioned by Bleacher Report. And Mike, you were pretty spot on with your offer, Blazers to Sixers. So Bleacher Report mentions this. They say Blazers give up Dame for Ben Simmons, Tyrese Maxey, 2021 first rounder, 2022 first round pick swap, and 2024 first round pick swap. What do you guys do? Give me your thoughts. If you're the
pack
Sixers.
Ben shit and take him to the airport.
I'm honestly,
I feel like we would steal Dame for that price.
Yeah.
Honestly, I really do.
I do too.
That's a steal.
I thought so too, first glance.
If you're going back to first round picks not meaning like too much, then like, yeah, I'm getting Dame Lillard for Maxey.
If you're a good team, first round picks in the NBA, if you are a good championship team, first round picks don't necessarily mean that much.
Right.
Because
that's a bottom 10 pick right there.
Yeah, because there's only
5.
There's only 5 players on the floor. So that's like you can control a superstar can control a game. We say it, LeBron, KD, whoever. So like I wouldn't even the first round picks to me is nothing.
And they're only mentioning one in this one. That's what I mean. 2 swaps, which to me is like, are you
look what
really?
OKC had to give up. Look what OKC had to give up for Paul George. What they give 4 or 5 first round picks, first round swaps. I mean, it's wild.
But this is why I'm saying, I mean, hey, like the value for Ben is higher than we are saying. It's higher than people are saying. I mean, that's got to be why. Because why else would it only be 1 first rounder? Because a pick swap between these 2 teams is what, a difference of 5 picks?
Probably.
Like, I mean, come on, it's nothing. That's incredible for the Sixers.
Yeah,
I'd sign up for that. Yeah.
Yeah, but did the Blazers sign up for that?
No, hell no.
So like that's got to be.
They would probably be like, you know what, we'll do that trade, but keep Ben Simmons. We don't even want him.
But this is why it's like if it reaches James Harden territory where the Blazers wait too long and Dame's pissed off, they're losing value every second here. So this is why I guess they're thinking this might be long and drawn out, and you got 2 star caliber players involved, 1 pick. That's still better than what the Rockets got for James Harden. That package was mediocre at best.
They were just trying to get rid of him.
It was trash.
It
was a horrible deal.
He gained 400 pounds for game 2.
But they waited so long that they lost all their trade leverage. So that's why, I mean, hey,
he just
let's see
doesn't
what
strike
happens.
me like that. I don't think he's unhappy like that.
But we're going to have to see what happens.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, we'll see.
Who's what's the next one?
Next one, and this is just my personal thought. If you are offered the same deal, the same exact deal for Bradley Beal with the Wizards, do you do it? The same deal. So this would be Simmons, Maxey, 2021 first rounder, and 2 pick swaps.
No.
Yes, if Dame is not on the table.
This is assuming like this is the best offer on the table for the Sixers. We're going to go down this list as if this is the best offer the Sixers have. Do you do it, yes or no?
If this is the best offer
Yeah.
going into next season?
Yeah. The Wizards make you the offer. Dame's off the table. Do you do it?
Fuck
No.
yeah. I want to win a championship. I'm not
Bradley
beat
Beal's
for a
not
second round
He's
exit.
not pushing you there though.
But
It
I'm
won't
not
be worth
beat
it.
for a second round exit because I think the Sixers could be another notch better.
Not with Beal,
a
though.
better shooter. Absolutely, man. Absolutely, because it gives up space in the floor. It allows Embiid to work. It allows him to be his best. It gives him more space. That's what you want. You don't want him at the 3-point line.
No,
you want
I
him
agree.
to play his role.
I agree. I don't think my fault. I don't feel like Bradley Beal could by himself put them over the edge.
But he's not going to be by himself. We have Harris and we got Embiid and we got these other bench
Who's your
players.
point guard at that point?
That's tough.
I'm kind of surprised,
That's a
Mike.
good- that's
I
a good
thought for
question.
sure that you'd be in on this, especially
No,
with
and
that-
I love
it's a
Bradley
good
Beal.
question.
I like Bradley Beal. I'm looking at it in totality. Like when I say
you still
like
have
Ben,
George Hill.
Ben, pack your shit. He's trash. But like Ben, pack your
Hill.
shit and all that.
God.
It's
I
like
mean,
you know,
a veteran starter at point guard. I'm not saying like that's the best option, but they would still have George Hill in this scenario.
Shit, get Rondo.
They would still have Shake Milton, who could probably come off the
I mean,
bench,
if
even though he's more of a
Rondo
two.
can't play 35, 40 minutes though.
But just sign him for a backup.
I'll tell you
just get
what.
another point
If
guard.
I'm the Sixers, you know who I'm calling in the offseason? I'm dead serious. Reggie Jackson.
He's gonna get paid though.
He's gonna
I'm
get-
bringing in
He's
Reggie
getting
Jackson.
paid.
Yeah.
I'm bringing in Reggie Jackson at the right price, but I'm calling him and trying to get him in.
Yeah.
I'm really surprised though, Mike. I thought you'd be all in on this one, especially after the Lonzo Ball take from last show.
I would still take Lonzo Ball.
This man is on crack.
Legit. He is on crack.
For real.
We beat the Hawks with Zoe.
He's on crack.
Big facts.
You're gonna be on that island for a while, Mike.
There's something wrong with you.
I'll die
if you
on this
actually
shit.
Believe that.
But I would take. I mean,
you don't believe
that's why I'm saying. I thought
I
for
100%
sure.
believe
He's
that.
saying yes.
Why
to
would you
Beal.
not believe it?
Bro, we're talking about Lonzo Ball.
What does Ben Simmons do better than Lonzo Ball besides play defense?
He's a better overall player.
No, Lonzo Ball is.
He's a better passer, better defender. Okay, he can't shoot.
oh, wait,
Okay,
whoa,
we get
whoa.
it.
Lonzo can pass, bro.
He could pass, but he's not Ben.
He's on that level. Lonzo can pass, dude.
No.
I disagree, but
Lonzo can play, bro.
Mike, you could stay on that island by
I'm-
yourself.
I'm-
Yeah, we're
Enjoy
gonna have
your
to
stay.
We're gonna have to
Enjoy your
move on
stay.
to the next trade offer because
Please.
this one's really interesting.
Absurdity.
Okay, this is mentioned on ESPN. The Cavs, all right. The Cavs trade.
I want
Collins-
nothing to do with this.
You gotta hear me. You gotta hear me out. Colin Sexton, Kevin Love, and the 2022 first round pick, top 10 protected, for Ben Simmons.
No. Hell no. Emphatically no.
I'm taking my words. He's taking my
Hell
words.
no.
Why?
What?
I want to hear why though. Just out
Why?
of curiosity.
Because do you think you can win a championship with Colin Sexton, Kevin Love, and your first round picks with Embiid? No.
No.
No. I'm telling you guys, we need to maximize Embiid's championship window. We had the opportunity.
So you
we
want-
just need a better player on the outside.
You want a guy who's ready, like
I
ready to
want
step
somebody
in.
who's going to come in here, drop his fucking bags, and say, "Let's go to work, and we're going to win a championship."
I say this.
That's who I want.
Because Nick, I'm only saying this because last week it seemed like I was the only one who wanted. It had to be a certain caliber of player to make a Ben Simmons trade. And I thought, I mean, Colin Sexton was a 24.7.
I like Colin Sexton, dude. He's good.
Listen to this: 25 point per game, basically last year. I mean, he probably has a star ceiling. I would say. I don't think he's superstar caliber, but
He's good.
25 points per game.
on Cleveland.
Can't dismiss it.
I'm going to dismiss it for one reason. Two reasons, actually. No playoff experience. And I just don't think he's ready.
I mean,
Like, I don't think he's superstar ready. I'm looking for a superstar. If we're
I
going
don't
to
know
get
if
rid
you're
of
going to
Ben,
get that though for Ben.
Why not?
Because Ben's not a superstar. He's just a role player who's a good defender. That's all he is.
He's a good player. He's not great.
He's a decent player, dude. That's what he is. You need an offensive game. He doesn't have it.
No, I'm with you, bro.
He's a role player who's a good defenseman.
Absolutely.
He's Rudy Gobert.
Oh.
Can't do anything on the offensive end, dude. He gets hunted in the playoffs.
No, he creates so many buckets for this team. I mean,
He did when they lost 4 straight to the Clippers,
look at the year
right?
that Seth Curry had. That does not happen without Ben Simmons on the team. That does not.
Oh my
It doesn't.
God.
I'm just not a Ben guy. The bottom line is I'm trading him for a superstar, and that's it. Anybody else is cool.
Real fast, Curry was dropping buckets when Ben's ass was on the bench.
I'm not denying that in the playoffs.
That's what I'm saying.
That man wasn't going to miss a shot.
No.
He was just on fire.
I got no. I'm saying no.
But listen,
to the
listen.
topic,
I'm saying
so.
no on that trade too.
I actually thought about it, and here's why. If you take off the protection from that pick, top 10 protection, and it's an unprotected pick, now we're talking that's going to be a top 3 pick probably. Then I'm thinking about it, and I'm willing to maybe gamble on the upside of Sexton and another guy who should be a superstar right away.
Now imagine that. You were just saying that Ben Simmons is a superstar, or he's a great player, he's not good, whatever. But you're saying you're going to trade him to a team and they're going to have a top 3 pick. Let that sink in.
Okay. A top 3 pick for what? What's that going to help me for?
They're saying that he's going to go to the Cavs and they're going to be a terrible team.
Okay. But it's lottery. It's not guaranteed you're going to have a top pick.
No. But what I'm saying is that if Ben Simmons is that dude, he should go to the Cavaliers and they should be excelling.
Well,
You switch Colin Sexton and Ben Simmons, the Cavs get worse. The Sixers get better.
You're preaching to the choir.
I'm not ready to say that though. I mean, they win a few more games, but they still need more pieces. So
Who?
I mean, the Cavs.
Yeah, I mean,
But the Sixers, I mean, this is literally you'd
They
be
need a
gambling on
scorer.
upside. You'd be gambling
Yeah.
on Sexton becoming a star this year coming up,
He's a
which
good
is
player,
possible.
man.
He's good.
He's a good player, man.
This one caught my eye. I
young
just
bull.
I think that it's a little too much
yeah.
for me to pull the trigger.
I'm done
And
pulling the trigger on potential because we did it with Ben and he's a max
Right.
player and he
I'd
still is
rather-
nowhere near his potential,
I'd rather keep Ben there,
quote unquote.
but I had to think about it. ESPN had another one though in this same article. This is going to interest
I
you.
didn't see
Mike.
any of these, so I don't even know where these are coming from. I saw the one.
These all came
about
out,
the
like-
the Timberwolves. That
Oh
was
yeah,
it.
this is from today, I think, or no, yesterday. But this is the other ESPN one. Wizards trade Russell Westbrook, a 2021 first rounder, which is number 15 overall. We know this for a fact. For Ben Simmons and George Hill, do you do it? And this gives you, theoretically, it gives you a guy who's already been there.
So, this is tough for me because I am a huge Russell Westbrook fan.
That's why I'm saying
But
I'm interested in your answer.
I would not do it because Russ doesn't solve the problem. Because Russ can't play far from the basket. And that's what you need, somebody to get away from Joel Embiid. And as much as I hate to say that, I mean, he's a better offensive player than Ben, but so am I. But I'm just saying, Russ wouldn't fit. I mean, he wouldn't fit. I can't even talk myself into it as much as I'm trying.
I'm going to say it's so hard because it's like I want to win a championship.
But I'm saying, could him and Seth Curry work?
I mean, essentially, to me, it's like a Ben Simmons who learned how to play offense. It's the same scenario. So I'm saying no to that. I'd rather have Ben, and I'm not going to mortgage my entire future on Russell Westbrook, who was in a decline earlier in the season and then turned it around, had a spectacular finish. But
That's tough, man.
that's like a developed Ben Simmons on the offensive end, but then you lose his defensive value, which did matter against the Hawks when Trae Young is getting limited the way he was for most of the series.
So let me get this straight. You guys like the Cavs deal better than this
I
one?
like that package better if they remove the protection, because I think Colin Sexton is going to be really good. He already is.
You have to remove the protection because if you send Ben Simmons there, they're maybe 15, 20 wins.
But I already say no to that anyway. I'm like, give me Dame or Beal, or there's a very short list for me.
I would go for
I'm
the Beal
keeping
trade.
Ben.
that is too much for Bradley Beal, in
Yeah.
my opinion.
No,
I mean-
I definitely agree, but I want to win a championship, so you got to sacrifice something, right? It's worth the sacrifice. If you can bring home a championship, it's worth the mortgage for your future. It's worth
Sure.
it. Everybody does it,
But the problem is you're taking away Tyrese Maxey.
Who cares? If you want
For Bradley Beal, dude, you can't get rid of him
Mike.
and Ben and your first round picks for Bradley Beal, bro. It's not worth it.
Mike, would you rather go to the parade on South Street or
Of
keep
course.
Tyrese Maxey?
Of
What are we
course.
talking about?
We don't have a point guard.
We'll find one.
Yeah,
Who?
this is not talking about like. I mean, that's a valid point, Mike, but we're not even going to make that assumption. This is just like, hey, is this a good deal? Do you take it, kind of thing. I mean, and then the Sixers go from there. They do whatever they got to do.
I just don't feel like Bradley Beal gives us that much of a. I mean, it's a logjam now, a shooting guard.
All right, well,
That's fair.
that's
I mean,
fair.
listen,
respect your
my
opinion.
my
Whatever.
list is going to be shorter than you guys. I would keep Ben unless it's a really good offer because he has value. I'm not giving him up for pennies. That's where I stand. Here, next one. I'll give you another offer. This was mentioned on Bleacher Report too. The Blazers give up C.J. McCollum, Nasir Little, 2022 first round pick, lottery protected, to the Sixers for just Ben Simmons. Do you do that one? Some people would probably say yeah. I mean,
That I feel like you're getting the most value, but I probably still wouldn't do it.
I'm gonna say no because I don't even think we're better.
Yeah, like
I don't.
I'm not a CJ
does that
McCollum
make
guy.
us a championship caliber team?
No.
I don't,
I'm saying no to that too because that's not even the best package that we mentioned.
If you're gonna do that, just go get Bradley Beal.
Yeah, and then that's in
Because
that
Bradley
sense,
Beal's a hell of a lot better
Absolutely.
than
I'm taking Bradley Beal
and in
all
that
day.
sense, I'd rather have Colin Sexton too because at least he's
Yeah.
a point guard and he can create too.
I would take Sexton over CJ right now.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah,
I'm not
really
even thinking
would.
about it either.
Yeah.
So that one's a wash. I mean, I looked at that one. I said no immediately in
Yeah.
my head. I'm like, fuck no.
Yeah.
This is terrible.
Yeah, no way.
But here's another one. This is an actual report because apparently the Kings have a lot of interest in Ben Simmons as a guy to build around.
See ya.
All right.
Enjoy Sacramento, Ben.
Go Rock.
The Kings give up Buddy Hield, Marvin Bagley III, and the 9th overall pick to the Sixers for Ben Simmons. Do you do that?
No, I want the Aaron Fox.
Immediately.
Me
De'Aaron
too.
Fox or nothing.
That's not cutting it for me, that package.
Yeah.
That's just like, yeah.
I want the Aaron Fox or nothing.
I
Fox
would
has to
give-
be in that deal.
If I'm the Sixers, I would say Ben, Thibault, and a first round pick, and I would just say, give me De'Aaron Fox.
Ooh.
Who says no in
Say
that?
that again.
Ben, Thibault, and a first round pick. Who says no?
Ben Thibault and a first round pick for
De'Aaron Fox.
That might be a little too rich for me, but I'm thinking because I really like De'Aaron Fox.
I love him.
It's
I
rich.
really do.
But
It's
it's a
rich.
little too rich for me. I'd be saying no.
I would probably take back Thibault because I think he's a really good bench player for us.
I got his jersey. I love him.
So I would keep him. But I would give up Ben in the first for De'Aaron Fox.
I don't even know if you would
easy.
have to. I think that it would probably be closer in value there. You might be able to do. I mean, really, seriously,
A swap?
It's not going to be a swap. It would be.
all right,
It would be
all right.
much lesser than having to add a player to the package. I think it might be done with a protected pick or something. Ben and a protected pick for De'Aaron Fox. I
What
think
if you got
you could
Ben?
probably do that.
What if you got Ben, Thibault, a first round pick for Buddy, and Fox?
One more time, just so I can hear it again.
Thibault, Ben, and a unprotected first round pick for Fox and Heald.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would have to do that.
Yeah. I'm getting
First glance, I'm thinking,
I'm getting a sharpshooter and Heald.
you're
getting-
solving two problems there. You're getting a point guard who can create on
Unless
the
you
offensive
you might
end.
have to throw in Seth Curry on that. or
Yeah, I
something
mean,
like
I don't
that.
even know if that deal will be able to go through. It would be like
Do you think
I
at that point
also-
we're robbing them?
also money wise, it has
Yeah.
to work too. In the NBA, the money's going to have to even out. You might have
does,
to have
yeah.
a third team involved because Buddy Hield's contract's fucking huge.
I was gonna say because of salary dump, and that's where you get like
So-
OKC and teams like
so
that.
that's
Yeah.
where like other teams actually
Yeah.
might help us in this kind of scenario.
You want to rob the teams.
of course,
Yeah.
You want to rob the fuck out of them.
Yeah.
Put your ski mask on and fucking trade them.
It's like fantasy football with Dole. He's robbing the shit out of you.
Yeah, real shit.
But that's the actual last offer I have on this list, and it's an ever-growing list. I'm sure we're going to hear a lot more shit. I do have to quickly mention one thing, though, guys, that caught my eye. And maybe I'm overthinking this, but Sam Cassell was just interviewed for the Wizards head coaching job, and he's known to be a Ben Simmons fan and did a lot of work with him this season. do you think that might actually improve the chances of a Beal trade?
Nah.
Even just slightly. If Sam Cassell gets hired over there, he's like, oh, give me Ben. He's my guy, you know? Like, maybe
He's going to be fired in about 2 years if that's what
like
he's
like
doing.
is Sam Cassell saying that's my guy,
No way.
or is he saying
Not for nothing.
I'm cool with him?
I think
but I think he's trash.
I think it's an indictment on Sam Cassell. Isn't he the shooting coach?
I don't know. I don't even remember his title, but he's been working with Ben. I
Or maybe
doubt
he
he's
was
the
working
shooting
with.
coach.
I think he was working with Tyrese Maxey, too.
I'm not even really sure. I don't remember, but he has been getting this kind of buzz. Like he's one of those growing candidates on the list, and he's going to probably get a job eventually. He might be the favorite for this job, guys. So fair to note, like, I mean, it doesn't really move the needle too much for me, but
Yeah.
hey, any sort of support to make that deal happen, and if it maybe enhances Ben's value,
He's
if
just
anything,
an assistant coach.
yeah. I mean,
I honestly, I just want to hear from the audience. If you guys have a comment on what you guys think on the trade is, please leave a comment in the comment section below our YouTube page. That would be greatly appreciated. We actually really want to hear from you guys.
yeah, hit us up on social
I
media
wanna know.
too.
I'm
Like,
curious to
We need
see-
to hear this. We really want your opinions here.
Absolutely, because it's a lot of trade talk. So for me, like there's a couple options I would definitely take, but there's options I just wouldn't take.
And I just realized something. On that last De'Aaron Fox trade, to go back to that, I fucked up. I was thinking Ben Maxey and a first.
Okay.
Not
Now
Thibault. It was Ben Maxey a first for Fox and Hield.
I'm saying no to that one.
All right. That's what I was thinking. Not Thibault.
Yeah.
Not Thibault.
Okay.
Okay, I was just playing that back in my head because I'm like, why did they look at me like I was crazy?
Yeah. No. That's
And then I'm
different.
like, oh, that's what it was. So my bad on that, but
You are fucking crazy.
I know
That's
that,
why.
but
You're fucking crazy.
it's all good. I'm psychotic and iconic.
Real shit.
But I guess now, guys. Okay, so keep your eyes peeled. Ben Simmons talk is not going away anytime soon. Literally, it's talked about on Philly radio every second of the day.
I'm swapping him for
it's almost-
D'Lo.
Well, I mean that was actually mentioned on Twitter, but we'll get into
saw
that.
that.
We'll get into that.
That's the one I saw.
But for now, we got to touch on this Bucks Hawks series because this Giannis injury makes it really interesting, guys.
Let's get into it.
Let's
talk about it.
We found out that Giannis has no structural damage, but there's no timetable for his return. So, I mean, if Giannis is out, guys, what do you think's going on in this series? What's going to happen here? And Trae Young, by the way, no guarantee to come back. I haven't seen anything yet. So, what's your take on this series now? Because it's really interesting now. 2-2.
Now I look good saying Hawks in 7.
Yeah.
So I still think it's the Hawks. I think they're just better coached at this point because now I think it comes down to coaching because you don't really have a superstar anymore. If Trae and Giannis miss, I don't think you have a superstar anymore. So I think it really comes down to coaching, and I just think that Nate could totally outcoach him. So I still would roll with the Hawks in 7. I hope they both come back for Game 6 or Game 7 because it really sucks.
I'm sticking with my original pick from episode 1, Bucks in 7. I think Giannis is coming back. When I saw him injured, he looked like he was in serious pain. So I was like, oh shit, like the Hawks could actually steal the series. But then like as the game went on, they were showing him on the sidelines. It appeared that he was by himself. He was walking gingerly, but I think I think he's going to play. I think he's going to suck it up because I think
Next
he
game?
knows.
Tomorrow night?
Maybe. But even if he comes back, Game 6, I still believe in the Bucks. I think they have a good roster still. They still have Drew Holiday. They still have Chris Middleton.
There's really no excuse for them to not win.
That's what I'm saying. And Trae Young was out.
You've been one of the best teams in the conference for the last few years. There's really no excuse.
I mean, if Trae's out,
He's doubtful for Game 5.
who?
Giannis.
Okay.
What about Trae?
But if Trae's out, my thing is, it's like they kind of cancel. So
Questionable.
who's got the
So he's probably
better
gonna play.
roster? Okay, you take Giannis off the Bucks, you take Trae off the Hawks. Who's got a better roster?
The Bucks.
The Bucks.
So I'm curious to see how you came up with your Hawks pick.
What do you mean?
Just believing in the coaching staff.
Hawks
Is
in
that why?
7?
Just to
I think the
based
Hawks
on coaching?
I think the Hawks have definitively the better coach. Trae Young was balling.
They play with more heart. I'll give you that.
Trae Young was balling. Cam Reddish came back and he's doing his thing. He's a really good ball player.
very
dude.
good.
He's
Yeah.
really good.
I'm impressed.
And I just have like questions about Giannis. We've had this conversation before. Like, is he that guy? He's meaningful. Please don't take that the wrong way. He's meaningful. He's a superstar. But is he that guy? And at the time, Trae Young hangs 48 on your team. You know, I mean, you beat them in game 2 and
so
3.
What's your definition of that guy? Like that guy that's going to take over the game and he's not losing?
Yeah.
Like
that guy that, like, when you, like, if I'm in a game 7, I don't fear Giannis. Like I would LeBron or Kevin Durant or Harden or Kyrie.
Why? I'm curious to see why.
Because I don't think that his game, like, he can't just, in my opinion, he can't go get you a bucket.
Yeah, that's exactly.
He just can't do it. That's not, that's not an indictment on. That's just not his game. He can't do that.
No.
He's a monster. He's a freak athlete, but he can't go get you a bucket. And that's just, I mean, that's just kind of, and that's like the name of the game. That's just one thing I'll give him credit for. He tries. He airballs shit. He makes he misses terribly. But he's out there trying every game. So
he doesn't
it's nothing.
Give a fuck.
Yeah, it's nothing like that. It's just
he has no shame. Like, he's the exact opposite of Ben Simmons. Probably similar
example.
game.
When the Mavs went down 0-2, I mean, when the Clippers went down 0-2 to the Mavs, game 3 when Kawhi came out, that is somebody that scares me because he has the potential to do that. I just don't think Giannis can take your heart like that.
Ben, like, okay, if Ben doesn't develop a jump shot, that's the game he should model himself after. He should be shooting for Giannis territory because that is essentially who he could be without a jump shot.
The problem is, though, is that Ben Simmons used to shoot.
Yeah, I know.
Except he's not playing against 5-foot guys anymore.
Yeah. No, I mean,
he's not playing against high schoolers and college kids. He's playing against grown men.
I'm with you on Giannis. Like, he doesn't fear me because, like, in game 7s, right? So, because you talk about Kevin Durant, LeBron, they have no fear, dude. They're pulling up. They're dropping shit. They're hitting their shots. They're hitting their shots.
Yeah.
But they can also attack the rim. They're just a more
better
well-rounded player.
Yeah, they're better players.
Whereas Giannis is kind of like a one-trick pony almost, which is easier to stop than somebody like Kevin Durant.
Yeah.
So like
because Kevin Durant, you back 100%. Off of him, he's pulling up
100%.
This is what I think is going to happen in this series now. I think Giannis is going to miss this next game. Okay, Trae Young will probably return. Bucks are going to try to sneak by. I think they probably will because they're at home. But my original prediction, Bucks in 6, no more. It's going to be Bucks in 7. And Giannis will be back for game 6. Hawks are going to make it interesting. They'll win at home, and it's going back to Milwaukee for game 7. Giannis is back still. I mean, pending, any other issues. But, head-to-head in Milwaukee, I'm going Bucks. We'll see what happens, guys. Like, Chris Middleton's been stepping up. Drew Holiday's been playing better.
Chris Middleton, though, is just, you don't know what you are getting.
Mr. Inconsistent.
Yeah, like,
he's going to have to step it up without Giannis.
He's the epitome of inconsistent.
Yeah.
We're going to learn a lot from this next game to see if he really is in that upper echelon.
Real fast, though, who's not getting no flock?
Who?
Drew Holiday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know what you're laughing at. He's not getting any criticism, and he's on a max contract, and they gave up what the Nets gave up for Harden, basically.
It wasn't talked about enough last series, but he has stepped up this series. I mean, for the most part.
Well, you're about to see now because he's going to be a 2. Yeah, he's going to be your second option.
We're going to have to see. I mean,
yeah.
I guess we'll find out, guys. But we're going to touch on Chris Middleton shortly because, I mean, I don't know if he's an upper echelon guy, if he's a top 20 guy, top 25, top 30. So we're going to have to talk about that shortly. We'll come back to it, okay? But we have to touch on the Suns clips first, all right? I mean, what are you thinking? Because it kind of has that vibe to me from last round where the Clips just, when they get in this mode, they've been in every single game so far. They've probably been playing better, okay? PG just had a historic game last game.
I'm so happy for him, dude.
It's coming back.
I really am, bro.
It's coming back to LA. Suddenly, I'm thinking like, oh man, this is kind of like, I'm inclined to go Clips. Like if they win this game, how are they losing again?
Clip City.
They will steal their souls. They will steal them.
Chris Paul, dude. He better not blow a 3-1 series, bro.
Because they're 2-0 without Chris Paul in the series.
Honest with you. He might be like a liability on their team right now. Like I feel like every time he plays, they lose.
When the Suns were dominating, I shouldn't say that. When they went 2-0 in this series, they were playing at a much faster pace, much more transition, and Chris Paul slows down the offense. That doesn't mean that he's like, obviously he's fucking fantastic. He's Chris Paul.
Absolutely.
But
he's a beast.
they seem to play better when they're playing that up-tempo game. I mean, this is just an evaluation for watching the game. They look better in games 1 and 2.
I can't dispute that.
I think the Suns win
Clips.
tonight, though. I think the Suns win tonight.
In LA?
Yeah.
I'm going Clippers.
They're going to have to, because if not, like,
Yeah. Suns in 6.
Clips,
It's over
if
tonight.
the Clips
You
win
heard
this,
it here first, people.
Yeah, you did.
Clips
Yep.
in 7.
I'm going with you, Nick.
3-1 comeback. Clips in 7.
I'm sticking with the Clips.
I don't care. I stand on my own fucking 2, and I'm going to stand
No,
on it.
we
All
had
right?
the Clips. We had Clips in 6.
I had the
I'm
Suns.
sticking with you.
I had the Suns.
You did. Yeah, Nick and I had Clips.
Oh, I had
you
the
had Suns.
Clip
Suns
City,
and
Chip
State.
City.
I'm sticking with it too, Nick. I'm right there with you. Mike, you're going on the island.
Yep.
You're
that's
going
fine.
on the island,
You
bro.
guys are going to be awfully upset.
Okay, hold
Next
on.
Friday, you're going to be awfully upset.
Hold on real quick. You got the Suns tonight?
Absolutely. Here we go.
I got Clippers.
All right. I want mozzarella sticks and fries.
You guys are due
next
to bet
Friday.
again.
Everybody watching this
wager
right
on it.
now,
Let's
we
go.
are going to put a wager on tonight's Clippers and Suns game. I got the Clippers to win.
I have the Suns.
Okay. Let's bet dinner on it.
Okay.
You see this, everybody? What a loser.
Claim me, motherfucker, man. Damn.
I'm nervous. I'm nervous because Clippers, it's hard, dude. Like, I'm gutting
I
it
already
out.
bought you dinner once. I can't bear to do it again, dude. If I have to do it again, I'm done with this show.
I gotta gut it out because they were my original pick to win the finals.
Of
so I'm going
course.
to stick with them.
Yeah.
I'm right there with you, Nick, because I had them making the finals, and I had them winning this series. And just watching them, I feel like the momentum is on the Clippers side. I really do. I love watching the Suns play. I love their brand of basketball, but
You're going to be happy because the Suns are winning tonight.
We'll see.
Comfortably.
Can't wait to have my
This
buffalo
is
chicken
really-
wrap with a side of fries, with
Yeah.
a side of honey mustard and cheese.
Yep.
With
Yeah, you're going to have it. You're just going to pay for it, and you're going to pay for my mozzarella sticks and fries.
Oh, I can't wait.
this
Yes,
is really making me eager to talk about Chris Paul's legacy, but we're saving that pending the result of this series.
We'll
We
talk
will
about
talk
that
about
next
it.
week.
Yeah, next show.
Next week, that's coming.
Next show, we're talking about his legacy, regardless of result, because, oh man, I'm revisiting it and I'm rethinking it based on what I see here.
I know.
This is kind of, and I'm one who really
He's like game
I
by
favor
game
him.
now.
I mean, I really tend to favor him. I admire his game so much, but the series is changing everything. This series is fucking wild. I love it though. I love this series right now. I think the winner of this series is winning it all. Just putting that on record too. But guys, also like going back to PG, this man deserves some respect.
Give him his flowers.
I was shitting on him earlier in the playoffs.
So
I
was
take
I.
back everything I said. Everything. Like,
You weren't the only one to shit on him. The whole fucking world
Everybody,
shits
but
on him.
He looks
But what
like
was the
Indiana
reason?
Pacers Paul George. Because he said his nickname was Playoff P. He started hitting the side of the backboard. He blew a 3-1 lead. He scored 4 points or 5 points with Russell Westbrook in that game in Portland. Dame hit the buzzer beater to win the series in his grill. It was just too many blunders in a row where you just can't call yourself Playoff P, and then all that shit happened.
it's like in the non-elimination games, it's just not the same. But in the elimination games, this guy is a hero right now. He's just like, I mean, this
I'm happy
past,
for him.
you know-
He looks like Paul George from the Pacers.
So let me ask you guys something. I mean, Nick, you want to add to that real quick or not?
For me, it's like I don't even know where the hate came from. Just because he said that and then he just started performing badly in the playoffs, like where did this hate come from? It just randomly like came at him. Because if I recall, everybody was like prayers for Paul George when he got hurt.
I don't think it was hate though, dude. They're making fun of him.
I think everyone regards him as
No.
less than superstar. That's why.
Yes.
I think he's a star. However, though, I mean, let's go right into this, guys. Because we were
was
just
a
talking. We were
superstar
just
with the
talking about
Pacers.
Chris Middleton. Okay, we were talking about where he stands in the league, and we're talking about Paul George now. Are they both top 20 guys?
No.
If not top 25, like both, you can go one by one.
Neither?
Go,
You don't think Paul George is a top 20 player in the NBA?
I think Paul George is, but he said both. I don't think Chris Middleton's top.
I wanted us to go over both of them, though. I want you guys. So let's first go over Chris Middleton because, I mean, I'm seeing all sorts of opinions now since he's the closer, right? "Quote unquote" closer of this team.
What's he closing out?
Yeah.
This is just what I'm seeing everywhere.
Yeah, for real. What is he closing out?
This is the guy who's getting the shot in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, he went 0 of 9 from 3 2 nights ago.
No, Chris Middleton's shot of being that player was game 4.
Right.
No Trae Young. How the fuck do you lose? I literally called you the other night, last night, and I said, man, I was looking forward to this game tonight. Then I just found out Trae Young's out. Oh, this game is going to be boring. Boy, was I wrong.
I know.
I was way off. Way off P.
Way off.
I was way off P.
It's probably. I think it's. You really were way off.
I was way off, dude.
I think it's safe to say, I think all three of us agree that Chris Middleton's not a top 20 player. He lost his chance.
I got to be honest. I have a hard time putting him in my top 25.
I agree, Mike.
Maybe top 30.
I agree with that too. I have trouble with that.
So when we
anything after that though, okay. Well, now we're talking.
Yeah, so when we
top 30 is, I mean, that's a lot of respect right
Yeah.
there. That's star level to me.
when we were going over topics and bullshit and like that, I did a quick top 20 list. This is some order, but not like a hard thought out order. This is just a little bit of an order.
Give us your list, Mike.
LeBron, Durant, Steph, Embiid, Kawhi, Harden, Giannis, AD, Luka, Dame is my top 10. Then I have
In order?
kind of.
You have Luka at 9?
Yeah. Then 11 through 20, Tatum. What's wrong with that?
No, keep going.
Tatum.
Keep going.
Tatum, Joker, Tatum, Kyrie, Russ, CP, Paul George, Donovan Mitchell, Trae Young, Jimmy Butler, and Bradley Beal. So, I mean, those all can be switched around.
And you said PG was on that list, right?
I have it. He's number 16 on here, but like I said, those can be
roughly
yeah,
16.
Yeah. I didn't like this. Wasn't I thought about this for an hour?
Who's like a notable? Give me like 5 to 10 guys who are notable omissions from the top 20 on your list. No particular order.
Jaylen Brown, Cat, Drew Holiday, Siakam, De'Aaron Fox, Ja Morant, Devin Booker, Clay.
Oh my God, Ja Morant's not in your top 20.
No,
Wait.
So I mean, here
Did you say Devin Booker?
and Clay.
he's not in my top 20. Well, Clay, he's been out for 2 seasons. That's
Fair.
That's hard. That's hard because he's definitely a top 20
we don't know
player when
what's
he's
gonna
healthy.
happen.
Yeah,
Timeout. You don't have Devin Booker in your top 20?
this is his first year in the playoffs.
Wait, you're telling me you would take Paul
No.
George over Devin Booker? You were fucking crazy.
That's why. No, wait a minute. That's
really
why I was
psychotic.
saying on here though. That's what I was saying. It's not. I mean, that's not like a crazy comparison. Devin Booker and Paul George. They're not way off.
That's arguable.
Paul George led a team to the playoffs. Devin Booker never did that. Devin Booker didn't do shit until Chris Paul got there. So let's.
Fair point.
Sure, but Paul George also has Kawhi, who's done
He
it.
does.
He did.
He did.
Yeah.
But Paul George has been to the playoffs with 3 different teams now. Devin Booker never made the playoffs.
Fair enough, but they
At
also
least-
play in different conferences at different times. So
Pick and choose. Listen, it's
Paul George
arguable.
went against LeBron's
It's
Heat.
arguable at least. So they're like.
But no, that's what I was saying though. When I was doing this list, it wasn't hard thought. I was just rattling 20 names off the top of my head because Ben Simmons isn't on there, Brandon Ingram, Zion Williamson, Jamal Murray.
Yeah,
so
see,
it's-
there's no way Chris Middleton's in my top 30.
but
There's
that's
no
what I was
way.
getting
He's
at.
not even in my top 30.
Don't harp so much on like
No.
who I have. over there.
Yeah.
That's what
I
it
mean,
was.
that's going to vary per person.
I
but
just had to break
list,
your balls because you said Luka was 9. That hurt.
That hurt
What?
too. Dude, that hurt me a little bit too.
All right, are you taking Luka over LeBron?
No.
Right now?
Oh, going forward. Actually,
Don't do it like that. Are you taking Luka over
no.
LeBron?
Right now, no.
Are you taking him over Durant?
No.
Are you taking him over Steph?
No.
Are you taking him
Probably
over?
not.
Are you taking him over Embiid?
No.
Are you taking him over Kawhi?
No.
I probably wouldn't. Are you taking him over Harden?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not.
I think so.
Are you taking him over Giannis?
Yeah.
I probably am taking him over Giannis. Are you taking him over AD?
yeah.
And are you taking him over Lillard?
See, that's where I get hung up at.
But that, like I said, if I'm thinking about, like, I can make a case that Damian Lillard is the 5th best player in the league.
Yeah. You could.
Like a compelling case
You
that
could
he's
make a
top
case.
5.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, so they weren't perfect. I have Kyrie's on here number 13. You're not taking. Are you taking Joker or Kyrie?
Joker, probably.
You taking Tatum or Kyrie? Like, those are fair questions.
Yeah, like you have. Yeah, I mean, it's all arguable. There's nothing.
Tatum.
Like, point is though, is you gave us a list right here, and there's no fucking way Chris Middleton makes this list, and he's not even making the next 10.
Like, that's what I'm
maybe
saying.
15.
Yeah, like, that's what I mean.
He's the top 30 to 35 player. Maybe he's like in that range.
That's
maybe
still fringe.
And that's probably respectable.
Yeah.
Bro, when you said top 20 and I heard Chris Middleton's name,
Oh, yeah.
I actually like wanted to shrink.
It wasn't
That's
for
why,
me, Nick.
dude, when I was doing
This is for the people. It's not for me. He's not making mine.
I was like,
no.
when I was doing this last night, that's what I was doing. And like, I was getting hung up with Booker and Ja Morant and things like that. And I'm like, the only reason I have Trey in there and not Ja right off the bat is because Trey's leading his team.
Yeah, tit for tat bullshit,
Yeah.
But like, PG, for me, yes, I respect the hell out of what he's doing in playoffs career-wise. He's not making my top 20, but he's definitely
Really?
he's in my top 25 for sure.
Would you take Cat over him?
No, I'd be going Ja. Who else? There were a couple.
Siakam, Booker.
No. Booker, yeah, I'm taking Booker. I'm taking Ja. I'm taking Clay.
It's so hard to talk about Klay Thompson,
mean,
dude. It's so hard.
Like, I'm just confused because like when we're talking about we're taking him over Paul George, like these players over Paul George, are we talking about right now? Or are we talking about like
just top 25 players.
upside?
Top
No.
25, period.
Like right now.
yeah, right
top
now.
20 right now.
The top 20 best players in the
Or
world.
it's. I mean, your definition. It don't matter. What's your top 20, and that's how it should be. Like, what's your top 20?
I didn't go off potential.
I'm
I
not
didn't
thinking
go
about anything.
I didn't
Is
do
he-
any, like, Embiid. I have him at number 4. You're going to have some people that are going to go, oh my God, well, injured. I'm not talking about injuries. I'm just saying on pure what they are.
Okay.
I got him number 2.
That's all.
Maybe number 1, arguably, but Durant's got the title.
Yeah. Most people probably don't have Steph in their top 5, which I think is insane, but you know what I mean?
He changed the game by himself, so that's foolish.
But yeah, PG's top 25 for sure. He's got to be. I can't take everybody that was on your omission list over him. I take a few for sure. Put them in my top 20.
That's just call that your top 30 right there. Yeah. And I'm still probably
He's top 25 for sure, PG.
yeah.
But it's fair to ask these questions because these are legitimate questions being asked everywhere right now, especially about Middleton. And I'm like, what are you guys smoking?
I know, dude. I don't understand the Middleton talk. Like Kendrick Perkins on ESPN talking about Chris Middleton's Batman and Giannis's Robin.
He had too much church's chicken that day. He was high on his food.
Sour.
For real. Anyway, though, guys, so that's enough for the NBA today. There's plenty that we're going to be talking about with these series going forward. We got to get into the NFL. Actually,
before we do
go ahead,
everybody, please like, subscribe, and also hit the notification bell. We would greatly appreciate it. We're also going to be available on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Please don't forget to like us on and follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. We would greatly appreciate it. And let's get back into it, man.
In a second, I'm going to let you take over with this topic, all right? But, guys, while you're on Apple and Spotify, follow us. Give us a review, too. If you're liking what you're hearing, 5 stars, please. We would be so thankful, okay? Because we want to grow, too. We want to be able to give you guys better content. Like, we want to grow together, okay? So, please, like, if you're liking the show, give us your honest feedback. Give us the 5 stars. If not, if you're not liking what you're hearing, still, we want to hear your feedback. So reach out to us. You can DM us on our social platforms. We just want to hear from you, though, for real. So, Nick, I'm going to let you take this, all right? Because this is big time.
So
you're going to have to announce this.
Breaking news on starting yesterday, actually, that every NCAA athlete in the country will be able to make money from endorsements and through a variety of other ventures. That's exciting. I'm happy for them because they actually deserve to get paid.
It's about time.
Shit, you're gonna sell my jersey at the campus bookstore, but I can't make a dime off that. That's my fucking number.
Imagine LeBron James selling his shoes and not making any money off of his shoes.
That's my point.
When they're getting made probably for 10 cents.
That's my point. If I'm a running back at Temple and I wear number 5 and I see my jersey hanging in the bookstore, fuck, I want to get paid for that shit, man. That's my jersey. You're representing my number.
Yo, did you see that podcast with Johnny Manziel? I forget what podcast it was, and he was talking about making money, and he said somebody came up to him.
Signing autographs, about 1,000
He
autographs.
said, "Yeah, how about you want to make 30 grand?" I'm like, "Fuck yeah, I do." He said he went in a hotel room. They gave him the key, and there was shit all over the bed, all over the bureaus. He signed everything. They left him 30 grand in a safe. They gave him the code after he videoed that he signed everything, and he took the money and left. I love that when he was honest about that, because I know everybody's doing that.
I'll be honest with you. If I was a college athlete, I'm doing the same shit.
Yeah, everybody is.
I mean, it's hard times in college, so fuck you. I don't give a shit.
The NCAA is a joke, guys.
They're the worst,
what a total joke they are.
I know.
What
They
a
really
joke.
are.
And it took them this long. Like,
It's
seriously.
extortion.
It's totally extortion.
It's legalized extortion.
Absolutely, but I'm really happy
Facts.
for the players. They can, get their credit. So they definitely deserve it. I mean, hell, they were on video games and they weren't getting paid.
Do you see how much money they're making these colleges? Like, come on now, NCAA. What the hell took you so long? Good for the
Greed.
players. Good for the players. You know what? Clap for this.
Creed.
Finally, guys. Good for you.
Yeah, I'm happy about that news.
I'm right there
I thought
with
that
you.
was
I'm
really,
kind of surprised,
really good.
to be honest, too.
I'm shocked. I mean, because the NCAA is just salty about everything.
They were getting so much pressure, though. So in a way, I'm not, but I'm just shocked that it actually happened. But the pressure from the outside was like deafening.
It caved in on them.
Yeah, because you had athletes doing it. You had people on ESPN, commentators and stuff. Like, they were getting it from every single angle.
Guys, the revenue with these tournaments, like the football, football
think of
stuff,
the March
basketball
Madness
stuff,
tournament.
billions with a B, billions of dollars,
Yeah.
billions of dollars in revenue, and you can't give any of that to the players. Seriously,
I know, man.
these
It's
players
crazy.
make it what it is. It's about time.
I'm happy for them. That's really. I mean, I'm interested to see if there's any rules to it.
Yeah,
because
we'll
it
have to see.
Just came out.
There
So-
definitely will be.
But like the fact that it's finally happening and it's happening now. I mean, I thought it was going to take a few years.
Dude, imagine
few
if
lawsuits,
Zion Williamson was allowed to make money.
Oh my god!
But I wonder how much they're actually going to make. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, what are the guidelines? There's got to be like a guideline here.
Yeah, we're gonna see some more stuff trickling out, but this is like, hallelujah, good for the players. And you know what? This is probably good for the sports even too, because now like they're gonna be able to advertise more. Like, everybody's winning here. They're
have
losing
one-
part of the money,
I have one
but they're
concern.
gaining it back too. You know.
I got one concern about this though.
Go ahead.
Does it make it like these players less hungrier?
And that's gonna be fair to take note of.
No, I
mean,
think it makes them more hungry.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, but what if they make a lot of money and then they make it to the next stage, the pros, and now you're seeing them fizzle out sooner because they're like, oh, I already made my money. I don't give a shit about this. I don't
not-
care.
I'm already
No.
rich.
I don't think they're going to get like that rich, though. Like, I don't think it'll be that crazy where it's going to be a life-changing amount of money.
I think it's going to
And
be
not for
like-
nothing,
guess it
but
depends
look
on
at the
the
Raiders
player.
with Jamarcus Russell and stuff like that. You can't predict that. You either got the right shit or you don't.
Some of those top name guys, though, they might make enough money, but the other guys, like, they'll be happy, and who knows what happens with most of them, but at least they're getting something. We're going to have to see.
Well, think about it.
The structure is going to be interesting.
All right, so say you're 19 years old, you go to college, you have the opportunity to make your family money, you're from a poor family or whatever it is. That hunger that you have that's burning inside of you, what makes it any different than going to the NFL in 2 years? Why can't you do that now and start giving your money family and start providing and things like that? So essentially, it could just start 2 years or a year earlier. Like I said, it's what you're made of at that point for me.
No, I totally agree with you. It really is what you're made of and your character.
Yeah.
But my thing is, like, a 17-year-old freshman, and he's making, just say he makes $100,000. He's like the freshman phenom of the campus. He's the shit.
Oh, well,
You're making
Yeah.
$100,000. I think your mindset's different.
in
man.
about 20 years or so,
As a
there's definitely going to
17-year-old
be
kid.
a documentary on somebody that did this and really fucked his life up. As much as I hate to say that.
Because of this.
It's going to get to somebody's head,
Yeah.
though. Like, could you imagine Johnny Manziel making $250,000 when he's
That's my
19
point.
years old? Yeah.
Like your drive
Yeah.
is different. Like your vision's
For
different
certain
now.
people,
Yeah, what
Yeah.
about like guys like Maurice Claret would have probably just taken it to the bank and not even gone to the pros?
But
You
it's
know, like-
individual. It comes down to individual responsibility.
Yeah.
Sure.
So that's where I'm at. With it.
One other thing though that I have to mention here that I think will come in time is I think eligibility rules are also going to change, like getting drafted into the pros. If you're making money already as a freshman, sophomore, like, why can't you go to the pros? You know, like in the NFL especially. I think the eligibility rules, like going out for the draft, might change as a result. And especially in football, when guys, like, their bodies break down over time, maybe they reduce it by a year so that guys can go out after 1 year. But pay attention to that.
Yeah, I'm just curious to see the guidelines.
Because basketball already might let high school players in. So, I mean, that could be happening in the next couple of years, guys.
Yeah,
and then these draft picks we've been talking about are going to be even more valuable. So,
Yeah.
something to pay attention to, though. But let's go to the NFL. And, of course, we have to lead off with the GOAT, Nick's boy, Tom Brady, because there's always news about Tom Brady. This guy's so entertaining. I love him now.
Ever.
I love him now. I can't get enough of him
I wish
right
we
now.
had this Tom Brady for 20 years.
Me too.
Because we would have so many more sound bites.
I needed that.
What?
But I needed that Tom Brady in my life because this guy is so entertaining. I'm like waiting to see what he's going to say.
Now, because he's unpredictable.
I
now.
love
I
it. But here's why I have to mention
yourself.
again.
Yeah.
There's an update here. We talked about this last show. We talked about, the team. Oh, I can't believe they would pick that motherfucker over me. We were trying to decide which team that was, right? Well, Nick, you're going to love this. League insiders say they think it was the Raiders. And
I tried to show
now hold on. Guess what, fam? Guess what? Guess who called that? Guess who said that last week?
I tried.
Our very own.
The Raiders. The Las Vegas Raiders. It was 100% the Raiders.
You're a Raider.
It was the Raiders. During the offseason, there was reports about Vegas being in the hunt for Brady. And Brady actually was willing to actually go there, apparently.
I don't even know why he would go there, though.
Business. TB12 business. That's exactly what it was. I tried to show him.
June's very own.
Put the camera on him, Phil. That's right.
I tried to relay this information. We are the news. Psychotic and Iconic Sports Podcast is the news.
I can't even believe
Who the hell said the
that.
Raiders?
We know our shit.
I can't believe you
I'm
nailed
just going to
that, dude.
say it.
I just know the Raiders because I know Brady.
I was watching that, and once I read that, I just started laughing. I'm like, no way.
Start taking notes, everybody.
Yeah, I was like,
we know
oh
our
my
shit.
God. Like,
Nick,
I was...
kudos to you.
Appreciate it.
Wow,
man.
look
Thank
at
you.
that. I mean,
That's awesome, bro.
Appreciate it.
I love that.
But
That
I
just can't get... I still can't believe that.
I have to still ask you guys, though, even like, because this is just a report. And it's likely true. I'm sure that was leaked out by whoever filmed that whole segment, right? I still have to ask you guys if you believe it's true.
Actually, yeah, now I do because I think it makes the most sense.
Mm-hmm.
Because he didn't have interest in him. They didn't have interest in him, and he didn't want to go there, which is why initially I said I didn't think it was the Raiders. But after watching the shop, and he's saying like they didn't want him, and he's like, "Oh, you're sticking with him?" And just so.
They don't want me, and I know what that means,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna fuck you up because
so
of that. I
feel like,
love that shit.
Yeah, like I feel
That's
like
my goat.
I feel like
That's my
that
fucking
would be Derek Carr is the quarterback to hear that from.
Poor guy. Like, that guy doesn't want to hurt anybody. He's the
I know.
nicest guy ever. He's
Oh, poor
religious.
him. Fuck him, dude.
Yeah, but wait.
Fuck him.
Because we know what Nick's opinion is. He was right, and he's not going to back down from that. Of course he's going to say he believes it. And I think he's right, too. I think that Nick was right.
It just
and
makes sense.
And here's why. There was one comment that leaked out of this whole thing where Tom Brady says he wasn't going to go there anyway. Of course he's not going to play for the Raiders. Their defense is trash.
That's why too. And what were we saying on that last when we were talking about it on that last segment? We were saying, I'm like, the Raiders aren't good. Like, I don't know why he would want to go there. And then when he said I didn't want to go there to begin with, I'm like, okay, well, you just answered the question.
He was still disrespected. I'm sure somewhere along the line this season he was like thinking about the Raiders in pregame. He's like, oh, wait till you see this game, guys.
And he
wait till you see this,
fucking
John
killed them.
Gruden.
Smashed them.
He had like 4 touchdowns that game.
Yeah,
God,
it,
give
it
us-
adds up.
Tell me what John Gruden would be saying right now. Your Gruden voice. Come on. I want to hear it because Mike's good at this.
I almost said Ryan Tannehill, but that Brady, he's special.
Probably like, man, I'm going to get fired in a year.
Yeah,
He's past his prime too.
it was funny because last episode I said a report's going to come out, whether it's fabricated or not. I don't care. A report's
I know,
coming out.
dude, I
and
know.
a report came out, and it was kind of crazy that it matched the team that I said. So
it matched like what you said
and
in
it actually
totality.
made sense too. Like what you said when you follow his quotes, it literally matches up.
It makes sense. Everything that he was saying, like you could look at the Raiders and you'd be like, okay, that adds up.
Mm-hmm.
That adds up. Then you look back at the game and he blows them out. He says on the shop, I wanted to fuck them up. And he really did. And you're like, okay, well, thank you.
And he's got a history with the Raiders anyway, playoffs. You know, I mean, the Tuck Rule game.
Yeah, and you don't think
he's
Gruden wanted to
always
beat him?
reminded of that game.
Yeah, you don't think Gruden wanted to beat him?
Oh my God, yeah.
I think that's the reason why he came back. 'Cause
He did.
wants to
That's what
beat
he said.
Brady.
Yeah.
Ain't gonna happen, buddy.
And honestly, like this is all just irony, like shitting on the Raiders, and then also like he's like, oh, well, you know what? Gruden won with the Bucks, and he thinks he's hot shit.
Yep.
I'm gonna go there too. I'm gonna win with the Bucks. I mean, I'm thinking maybe there's some motivation there too. Like you can't even put it past him. Anything that motivates this guy, just watch what you say to this guy. Watch what you say about him. Watch what you say to him. Watch the fuck out.
Bro,
Like
he
this
said it to
guy,
Honey Badger in the Super Bowl. You could read his lips when they got in each other's face. And he's like, you see, I'm going to go your way.
This guy's
10 minutes later,
motivated
he threw a
when
touchdown his way to Antonio Brown.
this guy's motivated when you
He's
say
the best, dude. He's
when
the
you
best.
say he doesn't
I hate him.
eat a French fry. This guy is motivated.
He's
Like
the best, dude.
seriously, you gotta love it though. But we're gonna have to move on, guys. I mean, we're gonna always talk about Tom Brady here. This is for Nick. You know, this gets him going. So Nick, this is another thing that's gonna get you going. We gotta go into cards. We gotta go into this weekend. Nick, tell me what's going on this weekend in Wildwood.
Everybody, there is a sports card show. It's going to be over 100 tables. It's going to be hosted today at 3 to 9 in Wildwood Convention Center. Tomorrow, Saturday, July 3rd, it's going to be from 10 to 9. And then Sunday, July 4th, there's also a show from, I believe, 10 to 5 p.m. So I'm going to be there all weekend. Probably not Friday, but if you guys are going to be there, please shoot me a DM. I would love to hang out with you guys, catch up, talk sports cards. And yeah, I'm going to be there. So hopefully I see you guys there. You guys coming along?
I got family time, bro.
I like that.
I'll be on vacation.
I respect that.
My wife's got a big milestone birthday. Shout out to Jillian.
Big 30.
Yeah,
30,
I wasn't going to say that.
Working on me.
However, damn, that's a fine looking 30. So I am going to say it.
There you go. Good for
Happy
you, man.
birthday, Jillian. All right. I'm going to be with her and the fam. We're on vacation. I'm still coming back for the show, though. I'm going to come back for the show.
Dedication.
It's going to be awesome.
That's real dedication.
It's going to be awesome. I wish
I'm
you guys
blood,
were coming.
sweat, and tears, guys. I'm all in with this.
Yeah. I
But-
wish you guys were coming. Happy birthday, Jill, again. Happy 30th.
Happy birthday, Jillian.
And happy 4th of July, right, guys? I mean,
Yeah, absolutely.
It's a holiday weekend. Enjoy it however you want to enjoy it. Nick, I would have been there if not, for sure.
I'm pumped about it. I can't wait.
Yo, my brother's asking me about cards now. My brother used to
Is it
collect too.
indoors?
He's like, damn, tell Nick about this card. So expect that soon too.
Is it
but-
indoors?
It's indoors.
Oh, okay. I was
It's
just
free
like-
admission. Also, there's no charge to get in. So just go in there. Just get the experience. Even if you don't want to buy anything, get the experience. Because negotiations is like, it's a real skill. You
I
know?
really
Until
wanted to
go
see you
face
do
to
this.
face to somebody and negotiate.
I
like
love
a deal,
negotiating.
it's just a different dynamic to the whole thing. So it's cool. It's a good learning experience. And, hopefully we see somebody out there.
I love
that,
negotiating. How do you think I got Jillian to marry me? I mean, seriously, she's way out of my league.
Oh, shit, I got to work on
Shout
my
out,
skills.
Jillian. Love you.
I gotta work on
I
my
love
skills.
you.
I gotta dust it up.
Oh, but wait.
Oh, my God, dude.
Fuck, I gotta do some negotiations.
Hold on one sec, though. Hold on one sec. Phil, put the camera on me because I got a message for the family, all right? And I mean RP and I family. Guys, so we put out a poll earlier in the week asking if you were interested in a segment hosted by Nick regarding cards and investing in cards. The polls were overwhelmingly favoring Nick's segment. And guys, I'm here to tell you, we got an announcement right here, right now. We will be having this series. It's going to start this weekend while at the card show because Phil's a producing god, okay? Phil is going to be with Nick, walking through this stuff with him. I mean, hopefully we get some sort of recording. However, we're going to have this series, guys. And it's going to be a guide to sports cards investments hosted by Nick. You ought to pay attention. I'm telling you, I
Best
already
in the
told
game.
you what I tell you in the beginning of the show about me and him.
Absolutely. If you guys
Don't
want
be
to make
me.
money, if you guys
Listen
wanna
to this
make
guy.
money, if you guys want to make money, please hit me up. Let me know what you guys think. If you have any comments, questions, anything. I'm willing to help you guys out to make some money. That's the end result. So
At NP Sports.
At NP Sports.
NP Sports.
So
put it on the board.
yeah, so I'm thinking we go live Saturday at the show. We go live and we get a sneak peek.
Perfect
What do you guys
opportunity. They got to see the master at work. I mean, it's just facts.
Yeah.
Wear a GoPro.
Okay.
But I'm gonna lead into the next segment with this. Okay. Actually, I want to pass it off to you, Nick.
Yeah, please.
Because your research. I mean, I'm
honestly-
blown away, guys.
Are we
Listen to
doing
this. We're staying with cards. We're staying with
got you,
cards
okay.
right now. Nick, I mean, you have to mention this to the audience because I can't even believe what I heard. I cannot believe it. Please tell us.
It was funny. So I'm doing my research and I'm just thinking of like old players, right? So let me ask you, before I get there, let me ask you guys a question. Is Ezekiel Elliott a Hall of Fame running back trajectory?
I know the easy answer, but I'll let you go first, Mike.
How about this? How about this?
Damn, I was trying to think for a minute.
How about this?
I'm not even
Will he be a
thinking.
Hall of Famer?
No.
Huh?
No?
Hell no.
There you go.
No.
There you go. That leads my point. Great. What do you think?
I don't
Hall
know.
of
He's
Fame?
only been in the league for.
But he's
Let me
been
tell you-
the
let me-
best. He's been
let
a
me tell you
top
his
2
career
or 3
stats.
back. Go ahead.
Let me
Go
tell you his
ahead.
career stats. Right now, in 5 years, he has 6,384 rushing yards. He averages 4.5 yards per carry, and he has 46 total touchdowns. 5 years. What do you think?
It's
He was a machine,
yeah, dude. It's tough. I mean,
machine.
I don't
but he's run down now. I
don't
think,
know if he's run down though.
I think he's got a couple of good years,
He only
but
had one
no
bad
longer
year.
like top
and
shelf.
last year wasn't bad last year.
Nah.
So I think that. Damn, dude. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. Like,
He's still a top 10 back right now. I'm not saying like I'm
Yeah,
not
I
going to
don't-
throw that much shade.
Yeah, no, I can't answer that right now. I don't. I think that I guess I would lean. Is he trajecting towards it?
So let me ask you a
Is he
question.
trending that way?
I'm trying to think.
Yeah.
I'm trying to actually like.
So let me read these stats off to you. I'm not going to name the player. I'll reveal it afterwards, and you tell me if it's better. 7,643 rushing yards. This is all in 5 year span, right? This is the last 5 years of his career
Last 5.
of an unknown name player that I will reveal after I tell the stats. 7,643 rushing yards, 4.81 yards per carry, and 40 touchdowns, with 302 catches, 2,631 receiving yards, and 5 TDs. Do you know who that player is? This is going to shock you.
Not off the top.
It's amazing. I mean,
You want
Just-
to know? Tiki fucking Barber.
Tiki Barber was good. I mean, I don't. Yeah.
Good.
he was great.
He was
Yeah,
good.
no,
right?
no, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, like Tiki Barber was.
Let me take this for a
Perfect.
second because, I mean, Giants bias, national bias. This guy got trashed because of his fumble issues. He was great. Okay, let me just put that out there. This guy was a great running back. He was really good. He was really good, and he had a nice long career in which he produced the whole time. He was really good, guys. I don't think he got enough love. I love watching Tiki play, even though I hated the Giants. I loved watching him play. I just want to put that out there, and this is an all-purpose back. He'd catch the ball too.
Yeah,
you know?
I mean Tiki Barber obviously he was awesome. My thing is like referring back to Zeke. I don't know. Like I feel like right now I'm in between because I don't know if he's on the DeMarco Murray track, where he had a couple great years and is just getting ready to fall off the cliff.
That would be awful.
Yeah, like I don't know. That's what I'm
a
saying. Like,
cliff
it's
you
too
don't wanna
early
fall
for me.
off.
Yeah, like that's just too early for me. Now, granted, he went to the Eagles and ruined everything.
But that was like the biggest fall off I've ever seen in a running back.
horrible.
of all
Yeah,
time.
I don't think that's happening because he was definitely like scheme exclusive. I think Zeke he's just clearly a better player than he.
I would say
than
Zeke
Mark.
is trending towards it. I would, because I think overall Zeke is just. I think he's an excellent running back. So yeah, I would lean. I would say yes, that he's trajecting towards the Hall of Fame.
Okay.
I say not a chance, but that doesn't mean that I don't think he's valuable in the card world, and that doesn't mean that I don't think he was a hell of a player at the top of his game. He was
But I just feel like
he was the best running back in football for at least a year. He was top 2 or 3 for
I just feel like
most
you're
of his
talking
career.
about him like he's been in the league for 10 years.
He's just had so much run, bro. He's had so much run.
See, like my thing,
Touches, just a lot of contact, a lot of injuries now. Yeah, I think that
I've been saying
effectiveness-
though, he's gonna have a bounce back year.
well, so
I think he's gonna have a big year.
bounce back in terms of I think overall production probably should be higher this year because the offense will be better with Dak, and the offensive line is going to be healthier. But efficiency wise, which is the big thing for me, I think the efficiency might slightly go up. But you're looking at a preview of what it might be the next couple years. Like last year is a preview of what it might be in a year or two. Because I don't see how he's going to hold up for much longer.
right. So okay,
With those touches. If
so
you
I have a
reduce it
comparison.
and you start working in Tony Pollard, then that's different. But go ahead, Nick. Go ahead.
So I have a comparison. So right now, Ezekiel Elliott's 2016 Panini Prism PSA 10 is going for about 185 to 200, right? So then I looked at LaDainian Tomlinson. That's a Hall of Fame running back right there.
No doubt.
That's a Hall.
Best.
When I say, that's what I'm saying. When we talk Hall of Fame, you know.
I know.
You don't got a question.
Oh, you're getting me excited for the next
You don't
one.
got a question.
You're getting me
That's
excited.
exactly what I'm talking about. It's way too early for me for that Zeke stuff.
So,
That's just,
but that's my point. So for me, it's like, okay, 185 to 200, right? Right now.
yeah.
Are you selling or are you holding?
For LT?
No, are you selling Zeke right now for 200? Because when I looked at 2001 Topps LaDainian Tomlinson's rookie card PSA 10, it's been going for about 300 to 350. I think it's fucking crazy.
Yeah. I would buy that and
What?
put it in a safe.
So you're telling me I could have 2 Zekes or 1 LT rookie? I'm taking LT all day.
All
and
day
it's
long.
Not even.
How
a
is that
fucking
even
question.
possible?
This is my point.
This is crazy talk.
So I brought up Tiki Barber because I was just like, you know what? I thought Tiki was pretty good, right?
Uh-huh.
So I was looking at his
was.
rookie card, and I'm like, okay, 1997 SP Authentic Tiki Barber rookie PSA 10 is going for 125.
What?
So my thing is, do you sell Zeke at 200? Because the ceiling for running backs isn't high, and the low isn't that low, but it's lower where he is now. So my thing is, I'm taking the money. I'm selling all my running backs. Everybody out there looking for advice, I am selling all of my running backs rookie cards. Why? Because the ceiling isn't high. So I'm taking all that money. I'm selling the rookies, running backs, and I'm putting the quarterbacks. Quarterbacks is the money.
And see, Nick, I have to add to this because, like, you know the market better than me here. I make some good guesses, and I have good idea of value of players in general, but maybe not so in terms of the card market. I definitely know players, though. That's me. My thought when you said this, my thought is like the average fan, what do they love? They love skill position players. They love quarterbacks. They love running backs probably as much as quarterbacks in most cases. And then they love receivers. My thought is what everyone else here is thinking. They're like, oh my God, like I would love to have running back cards. When you say that to me, I'm like, oh, hell no. I don't want any part of any running backs. And I'm selling that Zeke card because that's probably at the top of its value, especially when you say Tiki's that low and LT, who's arguably the best running back ever. He's not my GOAT. I would say Barry Sanders. But he's
LT
like
is the GOAT.
he gets talked about by our generation as potentially the greatest running back. Because they didn't see all these older guys play, and I watched a lot of old films, so don't count me. But that guy is only going for what, you said 385? I mean,
LT's going for about
That's-
300 to 350, and the population of it, there's only like 160 PSA 10s in the world.
see, that's laughable to me.
I don't understand that.
He's
I'm
going.
buying LT. I would buy LT, but at the same time, there's no ceiling to it. I mean, the
Yeah,
ceiling is already there. Like, if LT is 350,
How much higher is it going to get?
that's a 20-year-old card.
I'm saying-
how much higher is it going to get?
I'm
So,
saying buy Zeke.
I'm
later.
investing.
Yeah.
I'm
I'm out.
investing into quarterbacks because I think they have the most upside.
And Zeke isn't like dynamic.
No,
He's just
a runner.
between the tackles,
Yeah.
put your
Hard-nosed
head
runner.
down. Yeah, run it, bouncing off of
He
people.
can catch. He's
He
got.
was-
He's got some
Yeah.
ability,
He's
but
just. He isn't the
He
type
was
that make you miss.
dynamic.
He
It's
doesn't
all-
make you miss in the open field. He's just trying to run over you.
That's arguable too.
That's
but
arguable. He jumps over people.
I think he was.
I'm
pretty
saying he's
damn
not
dynamic.
juking somebody.
He's
jumping
not
over
anymore.
somebody. I got you.
No,
bro.
he's not anymore for sure. But like the beginning, this guy could do everything, and I was terrified of him as an Eagle fan.
You could go see clips though in his first, second, third year where he legitimately could have made a move to the outside and scored a touchdown, but he tried to run over them.
Yeah. No, that's fair. That's fair to say for sure. He definitely prefers to run.
He did it
through
to
people.
who did he do it to on the Seahawks? We were laughing, dude. We were watching the game.
Where he jumped over somebody?
No, was it Cam Chancellor?
Where he ran him over?
Yeah, it was.
Might have been.
And
Nah.
it was like the preseason game, and we were cracking up because he ran over him. He lowered his shoulder. It was his first preseason game.
Earl Thomas?
I think it was.
Maybe.
It was. We were watching. I forget
Was
where
that
we
the
were
end of
watching.
Earl
it.
Thomas's career?
We might have been at my house. I think it was me, you,
only
Tom.
I
Because
can't
we started
remember.
cracking up when we saw that because we were like, yo, holy shit.
Yeah, he's for real. welcome to the NFL.
Yeah.
That
and
was
he
the
ran him
moment.
over.
Was that the moment Earl Thomas decided to become a criminal?
Yeah.
I mean, seriously,
Earl.
that guy. I mean, now I'm pretty thankful we had Brandon Graham, who's still a stud.
So yeah, like
know.
I think the bottom line for me is I'm selling all the running backs because I just don't see the ceiling being too high, you know, like in comparison to quarterbacks where Brady's rookie card's going for like what, $20,000-$30,000, and then you know you got Drew Brees going for at least a couple thousand. So like for me, it's just the quarterbacks.
Because they're not a dime a dozen.
Yeah,
They're
right.
few and far between. Like running backs, you can pick them up off the street and
Exactly, yeah,
they
In
can work.
today's-
I mean, you do get Ezekiel Elliott's and I don't know, Jerome Bettis's and stuff like that. But you could pick up any old guy and insert him, and it can work. Like at one point, Wendell Smallwood was doing great for the Eagles.
yeah. So you know, my advice.
Shout out Wendell
Yeah.
Smallwood.
So my advice to everybody listening would just be sell all your rookie running backs and reinvest.
Get QBs.
I think that's the way to go. You know, go quarterback or put your money into basketball and other sport, whatever you want
I'm
to do.
definitely
with it. I mean,
taking
if you
your
need the money,
advice.
whatever.
I'm definitely taking his advice now.
I just don't see the value in running backs. And like, you know what's funny too? It's like to be a Hall of Fame running back, you have to have some serious credentials because there's only 28 Hall of Fame running backs in the NFL history.
I'm so happy you said
saying.
that because that leads us right into our next topic, which I've been waiting for this. I've been waiting for it. Guys, the great Eagle, LaShawn Shady McCoy, will be likely, I don't think he's going to latch onto a team this year. Maybe as a veteran presence, maybe as an injury replacement for the Bucs or something. But currently a free agent, which means I'm thinking this is probably his last year, and I think he knows it too because he's kind of talking that way. He's been talking a lot more to the media and talking about his career and talking about all kinds of subjects. So let's just assume one thing here. We'll assume his career is over. That makes him eligible for Canton in 5 years, so that's 2026. Guys, is Shady Hall of Fame bound? And I want your responses first because I'm going to blow you away here.
No.
Okay?
He's a Hall of Fame Eagle. He is not a Hall of Fame running back.
Tell me why.
Shady to me isn't a franchise-altering running back. He's a good running back, even great. You could say I don't think so. No, he's just not. He's not franchise-altering. Like when he went to Buffalo, did they ever make the playoffs?
That team was.
I mean, like when you think of LaShawn McCoy, like you're like, oh my God, the greatest thing happened. You think of the snowball game, the Lions. Like that was his. That was one of the best games I've ever watched.
I'm not counting on a running back to get me into the playoffs. Like look at Adrian Peterson.
He did it in 2012,
which he did several times, but I mean there were many times where they didn't make the playoffs too in his prime.
I know that,
That's
but I'm
not
just,
the running back's job for me.
I understand
That's
what you're
the
saying.
quarterback.
My thing is like I know he's got great stats, yards per carry and all that. To me though, he's just not a whole. Like I don't look back at like all the great running backs and I'm like, yeah, LaShawn McCoy.
So this is an eye test thing for you.
Yeah, like just off my eye test, that's like he doesn't like he wowed me with his juke moves and things like that. Like he was electric,
like-
but he's just not a Hall of Famer.
Here's his type. He was an elusive back. He might have been one of the greatest ever in terms of
I'll tell you right now, he's not better than Brian Westbrook.
Brian Westbrook even said he's better than him.
Hell no, I don't know what Brian Westbrook's doing in his
And he's
retirement.
very honest.
Yeah, Brian Westbrook is better than LaShawn McCoy.
No way. But that's okay. You're allowed to have your opinion.
I would take Brian
Nick,
Westbrook over LaShawn
I'm
McCoy,
dying
bro.
to hear what you think,
100%.
I'm dying to hear this.
Okay. So
Because
is LaShawn McCoy a Hall of Famer?
yes, and that doesn't mean it's got to be first ballot. It doesn't mean second ballot. Like, tell me if you think he's ever going to get in. There's 28.
You think McCoy's better than Westbrook over like as a whole?
Yeah.
Do you really?
Definitely. And I love, like, they were both favorite players. Like, I absolutely admired Brian Westbrook. I loved him.
He's one of my favorite Eagles ever.
awesome.
Me too. Me too. And he's such a nice guy too. So, I mean, and yeah, he's got a better story, I would say. Like, he came out of Villanova, for Christ's sake.
Well, I'm not even
He came
saying
out
so much of that. Like,
you know?
I could just off of eye test, like he had better hands.
like,
He was just awesome. Man. I loved him.
Nobody thought that Brian Westbrook was going to be who he was because he was a third-round pick from Villanova. So, shout out to him on that. He was definitely the underdog of the two. But Nick, I'm waiting to hear your opinion. I really am.
I'm gonna sit back and enjoy this.
I
one.
need to know this.
I'm going to be honest with you. It's a no for me because my thing is impact, right? Like, we're talking impact. If I looked at the Eagles roster when he was on the Eagles and I'm like, all right, well, we're playing against the Eagles. I'm not like, oh shit, like they have a Hall of Fame running back in McCoy that we got to worry about. Like,
I'm sorry to hear that.
well,
Louder.
that's fine. You can
Louder.
be sorry all you want. But the bottom line is I don't think he's Hall of Fame running back because, like I said, there's only 28 of them in history. And shit, if you're going to put him in the Hall of Fame, you could put Clinton Portis in the Hall of Fame.
I mean, I loved Clinton Portis. So
He was the shit, bro.
I loved him, but
He was the most
longevity.
unstoppable running
like,
back in Madden.
Shady had a longer career than him.
2 years.
And a more effective prime.
2
for
years.
sure.
2 years.
His prime was much longer than Clinton Portis's. Clinton
Cool.
Portis started going downhill after he got traded. He had a couple good years, but
In Washington, that was a Hall of Fame show. For me, that's a Hall of Fame career. I mean,
for
his
how many
quarterback?
years though in Washington?
he was there for at least
No,
7.
I'm saying like how many of
Nick,
them were like
who was his quarterback?
wow years to me.
You want me to tell you right now?
I do.
I could tell you how it happened.
I want to
Who was
hear
his-
it.
Yeah, wait. Who was his quarterback?
Because Nick, I'm going to need more from you. I got so much here for Shady.
Please,
I'm going to need more from you before I
here
get into
to-
it.
I'm here to argue. So my point is, if you put LaShawn McCoy in the Hall of Fame, you have to put Clinton Portis. Let me give you some numbers. He's got 9,923 career rushing yards, 75 touchdowns in 7 years. And I'm sorry, 9 years. He averages 1,000 yards a season, right?
Portis.
Yeah. Averages 1,000 yards a season, about, 9 touchdowns a year?
He was a
That's good
touchdown.
numbers.
He was a touchdown machine.
That's good numbers. So
I loved him. I mean, you don't got to sell me on Clinton Portis.
So my thing
He's
is-
not a Hall of Famer, but I loved him.
he's not a Hall of Famer, but why is McCoy?
Eagles bias.
No way.
Exactly.
Eagles
Not
bias
even a chance.
1,000%
It's
right now.
100%.
I
Mike.
can't wait for this. Okay, I mean, if you're not done, by all means, keep going. I got a long list for you.
To be
I got
honest
a
with you-
long list.
To be honest with you, I don't need to say more. He's not a Hall of Famer.
Period.
Bottom line. I don't
Period.
think he is.
Because
Enjoy the island.
I don't think he was appreciated enough. And this is not, as an Eagles fan, I don't think he was appreciated enough by anybody. Nationally, nothing. I don't think he got as much love as he should have.
But just because he
But it's
wasn't
gonna trickle out.
appreciated, just
Go ahead,
because he
Mike.
wasn't
Let me hear your
appreciated,
stats. I wanna
doesn't
hear
oh
your
mean
no, he was underrated.
Let's hear it.
He was underrated and underappreciated.
Let's hear it.
Where should I start?
You tell
I
me.
got a long list. Because brother, like
too.
you're gonna change your mind after this.
Doubtful.
Okay. First thing first. When you make the all-decade team, you make the Hall of Fame. I mean, literally. So let me give you the list, okay? Here's the all-decade team. Hold on one sec. Hold on. Where did I have it?
Yeah, hurry up, dude. I gotta take a piss.
Yeah, me too.
Let's talk about it. Yeah, let's talk about it.
All right, while he's looking
It
up
was-
these
here-
stats
here
that
it
are going
is.
to prove nothing.
It was Adrian Peterson, Frank Gore, Marshawn Lynch, LaShawn McCoy on the all-decade team for the 2000s decade, okay?
Say that again.
LaShawn McCoy, Frank Gore, Marshawn Lynch, and Adrian Peterson made the all-decade team.
Okay, there's 2 Hall of Famers in that conversation. Adrian Peterson and Frank Gore. Period.
I agree with that. I agree. But I have to say this, though, okay? Hold on. Best of the decade. So, generally speaking, number one, if you're the best in the NFL at any position for a 5-year period, you usually get in. But if you're the best for a 10-year period, you're like a mortal lock almost, okay? Most people would probably assume, let me ask you a question. Who do you think, I mean, just opinion-wise, it could be stat-wise, tell me who was the best running back of the 2010s decade. I'm probably going to guess that you'll say Adrian Peterson, right?
Duh.
Yeah,
I mean, it's the only answer.
And his career, I mean, he started before the 2010s, so you're not going to believe this, guys, okay? Shady has him beat. 2010 to 2019. Shady led the NFL. 10,434 rushing yards. 13,923 scrimmage yards. He led the NFL in both. That's more than Adrian Peterson, guys. That's my first stat. Anything? Nothing? Crickets?
Well, okay. What's next?
But
he had almost 2,000 more scrimmage yards than any other player during the decade. Than any other NFL player, not just running backs. He had almost 2,000 more scrimmage yards than all of them.
He also had Jeremy Maclin, Deshaun Jackson, and Andy Reid.
Adrian Peterson was by himself.
What's that got to do with anything? They didn't have a fantastic offensive line.
LaShawn McCoy in 2012 was not running the Vikings to the playoffs.
They had probably the best power running scheme in the NFL.
Who?
The Vikings.
Simply because of
the Eagles were a spread team. They were a pass first team for sure.
So that should have opened up the game.
Exactly.
Does it though?
LaShawn.
Sure,
hell yeah,
absolutely.
Because he did it. He did it with Nick Foles. He did it with Michael Vick. Like, what did it matter? Like he did it regardless of quarterback. I mean, the Eagles' offensive line wasn't, let's say, 2017
You didn't
caliber.
need a game plan for LaShawn McCoy, though.
How not?
No, you had a game plan for him. He was very dynamic.
This guy was arguably the most dangerous guy on the second level. On the second level of the field.
I'm not going to come up here and shit on LaShawn McCoy.
No,
I'm
not shitting on him. I'm just saying
he's not Hall of Fame for me though.
Yeah, like
when I look at a player, I'm like, oh, he's Hall of Fame. Adrian Peterson, Hall of Fame. It's just automatic in your head.
Yeah, like to me, when you said, like when we were joking the other night when we were texting, and you said that, like my first thing, I just replied back, no. And then you went into your whole little thing, but we don't have to go there.
I saved my summary for tonight because I'm not even near done. I'm at like point number 1, and I'm gonna give a shout out to Ruben Frank here because he pulled these stats out, and trust me, he is the least biased Eagles guy that exists. This is a Rube thing here. I'm not arguing with Rube; he's always right. So, but here, I'll give you his overall stats where he stands with all timers. There's 28 running backs in the Hall of Fame. Okay, his career yardage, 11,102 career yardage, ranks 22nd in NFL history. He's 26th in carries. And he's 28th in total touchdowns, which I thought he would actually be lower on that list because, I mean, obviously he had a couple years where he had the one year where he was over 20 touchdowns. But, like, his touchdowns were kind of all over the place. So that was the one thing, like, I thought might hold him back. But overall, it shapes up just fine. 28th in the league. So, I mean, that's got to count for something. And like I said, 28 running backs in the Hall of Fame. Those are some pretty good numbers right there. So he's, like, right there, okay? I mean, do you want to say anything to that?
Well, he was first team All-Pro 2 years, 2011 and 2013. I mean, being a first team All-Pro is pretty like legitimate, you know? So it's a tough feat to
So I'm going to add to that too.
So my thing is, it's like, all right, 2 years, but he played what, 11? Like, I don't like the stats are good. They're great, cool, but there's, like I said, there's only 28 Hall of Fame running backs ever.
Because remember,
so
like,
I think like the threshold is like
high.
It's high,
Yeah,
right?
the standards are high for a running back. Yeah,
when because then you're putting LaShawn McCoy in the same plethora of running backs like
in the history of the NFL, like
Barry
he's one of
Sanders,
the best.
Walter, like,
and I don't see
it's
that.
not even.
Well, here's the thing, though, guys. Remember. We're talking about the voters. This is what the voters vote for, and I'm gonna have to reference what you just said. First team All-Pro twice. He made the Pro Bowl 6 times. There's only Let me just read this to you. Let me read it word for word. Of 18 eligible running backs who made 6 Pro Bowls, the only ones who aren't in the Hall of Fame: Don Perkins, who had 8,000-yard seasons with the Cowboys in the 60s. Okay,
Don Perkins,
and Mike Allstott, who was a fullback. He was a fullback.
That's my guy.
Those are the only 2 exceptions who didn't make the Hall of Fame after 6 Pro Bowls. The only running backs who didn't make it after 6 Pro Bowls. It happened twice, and these are guys like, come on, like, do you think Mike Allstott was a Hall of Famer? No, of course not.
Does the Pro Bowl mean anything?
It does to the voters.
No.
It does.
But people vote
That I mean, that's
bullshit.
pretty crazy. That's pretty crazy.
People vote their favorite player even when they have a down year. So does it really matter? If it was voted by the league,
No, it's like a popularity.
You ready for
contest.
this?
if it was voted by the league, I would have more respect for
Yeah.
it.
We're not done yet, though. We're not done yet. So back to the All-Pro part. The only eligible running backs in the last 50 years who made the All-Pro team twice and aren't in the Hall of Fame are Allstott and Priest Holmes, whose career was cut short.
I love Priest Holmes. I still got his jersey. Jersey. Shout out Seamus.
So let me ask you a question then, Mike. Are you taking LaShawn McCoy over Eddie George?
Yeah, I am. Yeah.
I got his jersey too. I love
And I
Eddie
love
George,
Eddie George.
dude. I loved Eddie George.
But
He made me a Titans
you
fan
just,
when I was
you
a
just
little
heard
kid.
the stats.
dude.
I'm giving you history
On
here. Like,
Sega Dreamcast.
2 guys didn't make the Hall of Fame with these numbers, and I'm not even halfway through my list yet. I got more for you.
You could save it because I don't think he's a Hall of Famer, brother. I just don't give a shit. Like, I just don't think he's a Hall of Famer, dog.
I know, like that's what I'm saying.
He's
Though.
now-
I know stats wise, you can make the argument. Just for me, for eye test, like he's just not. I could tell the
How
story of
not?
running backs without LaShawn McCoy.
Yeah.
How not? I'm confused. Like how he doesn't pass the eye test.
Because
This
I
guy,
think
this
like,
guy escaped contact better than anybody. Like literally, like this guy was untouchable on the field. Literally, the most elusive running back in the NFL for 10 years. He was more elusive than
But it
Adrian
didn't really
Peterson.
add up to
Adrian
anything.
Peterson was a mix of power and speed.
it didn't do anything though.
How not? These are some of the best offenses in the NFL over the decade.
I just
And then he goes and he does it in Buffalo, which was a train wreck. That team was trash,
and he didn't do anything to improve them.
bro. Like we said, like that's not the
Vikings
running
were
back's
trash
job.
with AP.
Yeah, they were.
Yeah, but you can make
That's
them
not-
better.
But they went to the
Adrian-
playoffs with Adrian Peterson.
But they
He
did it
ran-
several times too.
Zeke with the Cowboys.
Mike, how'd that do them this year when Dak went down?
Okay, though, but that's what I'm talking about. Like
It might get you to 8-9 wins, right? However, that's not how we're getting into the playoffs. It helps. Don't get me wrong. Like this is an elite player, but Adrian Peterson, like you said, he didn't. I mean, he literally, figuratively carried them a couple of times, but
That
they
was one
missed
of
the
the
playoffs.
best things I've ever seen.
They
That
missed
was
the
awesome.
playoffs a handful of times.
Yeah, but he was still
I-
running for ridiculous amount of yards.
I got another one for you. So, thanks to his 2 rings now, yes, he was a backup, and it doesn't matter because remember, look, I don't give a shit if he was backup. Like, yeah, did he earn those rings? Not in the 2 places he did. He would have earned one in Philly if he got one in Philly, but he didn't earn it. I'm saying if he got one, hypothetically. He would have earned it.
You confused me. For
But
a second.
yeah,
I was
no,
like, huh?
I'm not saying Philly. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
no.
for real.
But
I
I'm
was like,
saying
what?
like rings count in the voters' eyes. Rings count, right? Peyton Manning got one literally in his worst year. He got a ring, and they counted, right?
That's a little bit.
So let me
that's
give you
context.
no. Let
Context.
me give you. So here's the context for you.
But rings don't matter with running
It
backs.
matters with the voters.
Don't even mention
So
these
he's
2
now
rings he's got that he
he's
barely even suited
now
up
one
for.
of only 4 running backs in NFL history with 2 Super Bowl rings and 6 Pro Bowls. The others: Franco Harris, Emmitt Smith, Lenny Moore.
The problem
The
is,
Hall of Fame committee takes that in consideration. He
but
was
it's
on a winning team.
I know, but it's a bogus stat.
Yeah,
he
and
didn't do
To
shit on
us,
those
but
teams.
I'm saying he's getting in the Hall of Fame. That's my case,
but not for nothing,
right?
bro.
I'm
when,
building a case right here.
when
So
ring night
that's
comes-
a bullet point.
I like it.
when,
Keep going.
when ring night
I'm
comes.
not done with you yet. Don't
going.
worry.
When ring night comes, he's going to go to the Deptford Mall and go to Piercing Pagoda and get his. He's going right to the kiosk because he didn't do shit for him. He didn't play 1 snap.
Nick, let me,
It's fucking crazy. Dog.
I'm actually just kind of shocked by that comment. So let me reel it back in. Let me reel it
I
back
was
in.
not expecting
Piercing.
that.
Piercing Pagoda. That's where he's going for his rings, bro.
Oh my god.
He's picking them up at the country farms.
Oh my god.
That's funny.
Let me reel it back in. I gotta reel it back in here. Back to the all decades point, though. Okay. The only running backs named to an all-decade team since 1940 who are not in the Hall of Fame is Byron Whizzer White from the 1940s, and he only played 3 years. John David Crow who made the 1960s All-Decade team despite averaging 453 yards per season in the 60s. Literally, every single running back since then who made the All-Decade team is in the Hall of Fame.
Not this one.
So wait,
He's not this like this. This is a trend. Like this is you have to take note of this. This is a legitimate case here. I'm not even done yet. Shall I keep going? No, Nick. I actually want to hear what you just said to that.
So
I'm talking about the voters. He is literally okay. There's only 2 guys who didn't make the All-Decade team that were running backs since 1940. And they're literally nobody that you and I know.
You can add LaShawn McCoy to that list too as well, brother, because he's
I'm not
making
hearing
the Hall
any.
of Fame.
I'm not hearing any fighting here. I'm not hearing any pushback.
You're on the island, man.
I'm happy to be on this island. I'll retire pretty. I'm gonna be laying on a stack of cash on this island.
That's great, man. But
if I had the money to gamble,
I think
I'm
you're gonna die on that
guaranteeing
island.
you. Let me say this: he is guaranteed to make the Hall of Fame. I'm not even done the list yet. Guaranteed. Look at me. He's a guarantee to make it. I'm not even done my list. Next on the list, 8 times in his career,
What's wrong
guys.
with these cats?
8 times. Psychotic and iconic. 8 times in his career, he took off for a 40-yard touchdown in the 4th quarter. NFL record. Clutch. Adrian Peterson only has 7 of those. Nobody else in the history of the game has 4. Nobody. Shady. The clutchest? Oh, who thought that, right? Who thought that? That's a guy who puts his team on the back, right? Mm-hmm. Does that surprise you?
I'm just surprised that you have him as the Senior Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I can't get past that.
I'm literally perplexed. I can't believe it.
Confused.
It's not far-fetched, but like you're really convinced that he's a Hall of Fame running back.
Here,
Like when
hold
people
on.
say LaShawn McCoy, I don't think they think Hall of Fame. I think
Because
they think
he didn't get
was
enough
above
respect.
average back. He was
That's
above
it. He didn't get enough respect.
But
He didn't
you
get
need-
talked about enough.
But you need respect to get in the Hall of Fame.
But he was legitimately the best running back in the league one year, and he was the best running back of the decade. Fact.
He was not
Fact.
the best running back.
Wait,
of
wait,
the
hold
Of the
Wait, whoa,
2010s decade, he was the best running back. Adrian Peterson, like I said, his career started before 2010, so he had a few years. If you told me from 2007 to 2017, Adrian Peterson's the best back in the league. But from 2010 to the end of 2019, Shady was the best back in football, and it's statistically true.
Okay, so who you taking career-wise, Adrian Peterson or LaShawn McCoy?
Well, I'm going to take AP.
Why?
But they're both getting in.
Why?
Because he was just better
What do you mean? LaShawn McCoy had better stats.
for that decade. Like I said, 2007, 2017, Adrian Peterson's production is going to be better than Shady's from 2010 to 2019. Although don't quote me on it because I could actually be wrong. I could be wrong. I don't have it in front of me, but I'm just saying they're both getting in. Frank Gore's getting in too. You're gonna tell me Frank Gore was better than Shady? Was Frank Gore better than Shady? Honest to God,
That's not
throw longevity out the window.
If I said Frank Gore, I'm not like that's not a crazy.
He's a Hall of
But
Famer.
was he better than Shady?
He's a Hall of Famer.
I'm asking you a question. Was he better than Shady?
I'm going to take him over Shady.
Was he better than him?
In terms of what?
You sound like you're
Elusiveness?
struggling to say that he's better.
What are you
Wait,
actually
hold on.
asking? Are you
Hold on.
asking
They're
if
both going to get in. So who
Is
was the
Fra-
better running back?
overall running back?
Who was better to you? The fact you got to think about it just tells me this guy is a Hall of Famer.
I'll
No.
take Frank Gore.
You're thinking about a Hall
think
of
Frank Gore
Famer
had a
versus your quote
fantastic
non-Hall of Famer.
So here's the thing.
They're both getting in.
I think Frank Gore was better. I just think Frank Gore was suffocated in San Francisco when they were bad.
The problem with Frank
Frank
Gore
Gore
is,
got more carries.
The problem with Frank Gore is everybody's so clouded of his entire career because of his last
I'm not.
6 years or so because
Yeah.
he was on 1-year deals
Frank
with
Gore was a
teams.
stud. He didn't get enough love either. He's just getting recognized now.
That is 100%
No, that's
accurate.
true.
But this is what I'm
finally
saying.
getting recognized.
It's the same thing. We're going to be talking about Shady in a few years. We're going to be talking about it when the debate
Yeah,
comes
not
up
making
for
the
real.
Hall of Fame.
Bro, I don't know what you're smoking. I mean, you hear what I'm...
Sour.
Listen. Next up on the list, his receiving numbers, because he was an all-purpose back. This is a 3-down back. This guy could catch the football, too. During his 12 seasons in the NFL, Shady led all NFL running backs with 518 receptions. That's the 15th most catches all time by an NFL running back.
Okay.
He's one of only 7 players in NFL history, not just running backs, with 10,000 rushing yards and 500 catches, and one of only 2 with an average of 4.5 or higher. Roger Craig comes to mind, right? Who are some legit dual threat backs that come to mind? Give me a few that come to your head that are in the Hall of Fame. I mean, because
there's not many in the Hall of Fame. That's my point. That's my point.
But that's what makes him so
my
dynamic.
thing is you could tell the story of the running backs of the NFL and leave LaShawn McCoy out of there.
Exactly.
Like, you don't have to bring up LaShawn McCoy to.
But couldn't you do the same with Frank Gore too? In that same note.
No, because
largely irrelevant nationally. It's not fair. I don't agree with it.
It's just because he's not flashy. That's all it is. Like, LaShawn
But Shady
McCoy
was flashy.
Exactly. And that's why he's getting buzzed for the Hall of Fame right now, because he was flashy. And he called himself shady.
The
Very
production,
elusiveness.
He was literally, I mean, I don't see how you don't say it just off the eye test. What most people would think is, oh, eye test, this guy was fucking phenomenal. But
he was.
They don't realize the stats, too.
No, he was an awesome player.
I love LaShawn McCoy, dude. I'm an Eagles fan.
But like I said,
he created something out of nothing more times than not. This guy rarely got any negative yardage. He rarely even got hit. Second level on the field, though, look out. Because he's getting there every time. He's missing tackles. So he's getting to the second level. Goodbye. He's gone. That's just how it was. I'm calling it how I saw it. I'm calling it how it was statistically.
All right, so you just said Frank Gore. Would you take Shady over Sean Alexander?
Yes. I would.
Oh, yeah, I would too.
Edgerrin James?
And most people would say Sean Alexander was better than Frank Gore. They would say Edgerrin James was better than Frank Gore too.
I love
Frank
Edgerrin
Gore's going.
James.
So did I.
I loved Edgerrin
I'm just
James,
telling you how. I'm telling you how it is. Curtis Martin though, dual threat back. He's in, right?
That's what I'm looking
Was
at.
Shady better than Curtis Martin? Give me your opinion. I say yes, and I'm not even thinking twice. He was better than Curtis Martin. He was better than Roger Craig.
My favorite Martin.
Curtis Martin was good. Dude.
Come on, I'm building a pretty damn good case right here,
No,
aren't I?
I'm not saying you're not, but
I'm not even done yet. I still have more.
My thing is, it's like
more.
You want it?
My thing is, you want
Pause, fam.
Big pause. You want it?
You want it?
Yeah.
You want it?
Oh my God, that will never get
I'll
old.
hit you with the best one, the one that, besides the all-decade stuff, because that's it makes it seem like a no-brainer he's getting in, just based on what the voters say. The voters say he's getting in off of that. But I'll hit you with this one because our judgment here, I would say the thing that stands out most, the stat that stands out the most for a running back is yards per carry, right? If you're averaging the most yards per carry, you're the best, right? That's the way you measure a running back, right?
Okay.
Where do you think he stands with that? Yards per carry.
I think I read this. Is it 7.2?
What?
No.
7.2 yards a carry?
No.
Shit, he'd be in my Hall of Fame.
I know.
He'd be in Nick's Hall of
Did
Fame.
you mean 7th in history?
Yes.
Because you're correct there. He is 7th in
Yes.
NFL history among running backs with 2,000 career carries with a 4.52 career yards per carry. Career. That includes all of his shit years, all of his fucking shit stats at the end of the career. Those ones count too.
Where does Clinton Portis rank?
I'm not sure. I don't have it in front of me. Mike, you want to pull that up? But I got to tell you something.
What am I looking up?
Clinton Portis.
Yards per carry, NFL history. Clinton Portis will probably be up there. But Shady is 7th on that list.
Because it's
7th.
Clinton Portis is not a Hall of Fame running back, but his stats are almost kind of comparable to LaShawn
And wait, get this. You guys, your GOAT is LaDainian Tomlinson, right? That's your GOAT running back.
4.4.
He's absolutely.
Is he the best running back in NFL history?
4.4 for Clinton Portis.
So there you go. Better than Clinton Portis, like I said.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Shady was 4.52. No big deal. That's better, like I said. Now hold on.
7.2 yards a carry. Oh my God, I'm shocked.
It felt like that sometimes. But listen. LT's your GOAT, right?
For me, he is.
He's the best running back in NFL history to you guys.
That I've ever seen.
I said Barry Sanders.
I used to love Barry Sanders.
Best running back in NFL history.
I had his blue jersey.
Tell me your best running back in NFL history.
LaDainian Tomlinson.
LT.
So there you go. And also, let me put this out there.
Hold on. Time out. Before we get crazy, LT was the best that I've ever seen.
That's what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Personally seen.
That's
I've
all
never
I'm
watched
saying.
But that's
Walter
okay.
Payton. I've watched Emmett, but he was at the tail end of his career.
So here, let me give you something about Emmett. Emmett's the rushing yard leader, right? Up until just recently. He was the all-time leader in rushing yards. Hold that name. Walter Payton, also regarded by many as the best running back of all time. Hold that thought. Eric Dickerson, right in the conversation. Probably below Barry Sanders and Walter Payton in the conversation. Okay? Let me remind you something. Dual threat back. Marshall Faulk, probably the best dual threat back in NFL history, right?
Marshall Faulk was the man, dude.
He was a beast.
I forgot about
Hold that thought. Tony Dorsett, dual threat guy, right? Of course. Earl Campbell, another one who's definitely regarded as one of the best running backs of all time, right? You guys may not have seen any of his footage. I have watched a ton of it, but he was like the power back, okay? Before the Adrian Petersons of the world. He was the guy. He'll run your ass over, and he did it for years. Okay? What I'm getting at here is Shady's yards per carry mark is higher than 29 of the 40 running backs already in the Hall of Fame. Remember, there's 28 that were post, like the modern era. So 40 that are in the Hall of Fame, 28 in the modern era, and his yards per carry mark is greater than 29 of them, including the guys I just mentioned. Emmitt Smith, Walter Payton, LT, Eric Dickerson, Marshall Faulk, Tony Dorsett, Earl Campbell. And you mentioned, listen, there's 4 guys you could argue as the greatest running back of all time in that sentence. And then the best all-purpose guy in Faulk. And Shady's got a higher yards per carry than all of them.
And he's still not a Hall of Famer.
Tell me why.
Because here's my thing.
Why? I need facts.
I'm going to tell you why. It's public perception. 100%. When people say names like Earl Campbell, Walter Payton, Barry Sanders, they're thinking
They're goats.
fucking goats.
They're legends.
Right? When you say LaShawn McCoy, he was a good player. That's it. That's it.
I know.
That's literally the conversation that
If you're
that is
using
had.
that argument, how is Frank Gore getting in? Using that argument. Because no way he was talked about. How's Frank Gore getting in?
Longevity. 20 years almost.
Well, Shady's got the longevity too. His
20
stats are better.
years? No, his 16 years, almost 15 years.
Who?
And he's got like
He
Frank
might be
Gore?
on 18
Yeah.
for that matter. I don't even remember the
Yeah.
number because it just keeps going, and he's ageless. But that's my point, though. I'm using the same argument
Frank
you're
Gore was
saying.
drafted in 2005.
You guys think
2005.
Frank Gore is getting in, so I'm using the same logic, and I'm asking you the same question. But you say Frank Gore is getting in, and Shady's not, and I just clearly like Frank Gore is not even comparable to Shady, other than that he played a few more years. Right? This is a real case, and I have one more point for you actually.
That's debatable, man, because
I got one more
Frank
point.
Gore has been pretty good throughout his career, man.
But listen,
So,
you guys
I
couldn't
don't
tell
know.
me emphatically that
Two different
Frank
players.
Gore was better than Shady. You guys both paused, long pause, by the way, when I asked you who was better of the two.
Because it really depends on what kind of back you like, right? Like me, I like the elusive guy.
But I'm talking about as
I like
far as
elusive
who was
guys.
better. Period. Facts. Better. Shady.
That's a hard comparison. It's two different running backs.
But you say one's getting in the Hall of Fame and one is not.
Because I think Frank Gore is better.
But you had a problem with that a few minutes ago.
No, I was thinking about it. Like, I just can't say it right off the top. Like, that's exactly who I think. I just had to think for a minute.
But you
because
had
it's
to
like,
think because literally
But I'm not.
Shady's case is better than Frank Gore's, and Frank's getting in.
I'm saying LaShawn McCoy. Like, I get what you're trying to say. That like all his stats are screaming Hall of Fame, Hall of Fame. I just like for me, he doesn't. To me, like I.
It's public perception.
Yeah, I'm trying
man.
to say like I could go back and talk about football and not say like, oh my God, remember what LaShawn McCoy did?
But we're not going to do that with Frank Gore though either. That's the point I made.
I think you are though, because now he has the longevity.
We're going to talk about Frank Gore as a piece of history, other than the fact that he's like a meme now. It's just
crazy.
like Frank Gore is ageless.
Dude, people
That's
still
it.
have Frank Gore on their fantasy team.
He's a meme.
When you need a quick fill in.
Shout out Seamus. Yeah. And myself too, because I had him on my roster.
You had injuries.
Yeah.
Other than that nice long resume I just
Nick had
gave you.
injuries.
Tired legs.
Yeah.
Fucking disgrace.
Other than that nice long resume, which was a fucking resume. That's a resume, guys. Shady's getting in off of that alone. And I didn't even give you the number that's probably considered the most by the voters. Okay? Pro Football Reference's Hall of Fame monitor considers all players at every position, measures their Hall of Fame chances based on a bunch of metrics, comparing to past Hall of Famers, and they assign them a score. Okay? And they compare them to Hall of Famers at their position. Shady's Hall of Fame metric score, 83.14. Every running back in NFL history with a score that high is in the Hall of Fame. Every single one. Every single one. And that monitor doesn't even count receiving stats. Every single running back with that score got in. He's getting in, guys.
Do you think he's a slam dunk?
Slam dunk. I'm not saying first ballot, but he's a slam dunk to get in. It's going to happen. He's getting in. Whether you like it or not. And you can say whatever you want about telehistory. This case is done. It's case closed.
I just don't think that when the ballot comes out, people are actually going to select LaShawn McCoy as a Hall of Fame running back in 4 or 5 years. Like, I think there's going to be other names on that list that are going to be more appealing than LaShawn McCoy.
I want a real case against him.
And again, it comes down to public perception. That's how I think it's an eye test, man.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I know you're throwing out all those stats, and I get it.
And
it's just
he was
for
a
me,
great
it's just
player.
like
He was awesome, but he wasn't franchise altering to me. Like Adrian Peterson is a franchise running back.
Well, guys, I mean, it's
like you didn't trade LaShawn McCoy to the Bills, and everybody's like, "Oh my god!" There's like, okay, he's gonna go die in Buffalo.
Well, it was just rated as the third worst trade of the decade.
They traded him for a dude with 2 bum knees.
Well, that's not our fault that Chip Kelly's a moron.
Kiko Alonso,
and then he leaves the Eagles and goes to Miami and was ranked like
was awesome after that.
Was like a top 5 linebacker.
I mean, with flaws, but yeah, he could play.
Yeah,
to a degree.
Yeah.
But point being, guys, this case is closed. Listen, Phil, put the camera on me real quick.
Don't do that, please.
I mean, it's not even close, guys. I'm waiting for an argument against this. Let's revisit it in a few years.
Okay.
I'm waiting for a real case against this.
We'll see who's around.
You give me some real. You give me numbers.
You a good case.
You didn't. You give me your opinion.
Clinton Portis was actually kind of comparable. He had 9,000.
Put this back on me, Phil. I want it back on me. Case closed. Till further notice. And we're gonna go into one more quick thing, guys, because we're running over time here. But NHL Stanley Cup predictions. Tampa Bay's up 1-0. Tampa Bay versus Montreal. Who do you got? Give me your pick, and we're calling it a night.
Tampa in 5.
Tampa in 6.
I like Tampa in 5. I originally said 6, but they are the most talented team, top to bottom. I don't see how they lose. They're healthy. But Montreal, kudos to them for getting there. So, that being said, take it from there.
Yeah, we're going to wrap that up. That was a fun episode. Thank you guys for hanging out with us. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and also hit the notification bell. We are also on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, and we'll see you guys all next week.